Hello, chat. How are we doing? Man, we're late today. I think I've got an allergic reaction or something, man. I swear. It feels like my face is constantly against a hot pan. So I don't know if I've I don't know. I think I'm getting a little allergic reaction. Or yeah, I'm dying. One of the two, chat. One of the two. But considering I'm feeling fine everywhere else, I think it's probably an allergic reaction to something. I don't know. But how are we doing, guys? How are we doing? It's good to see ya. So yeah, today, have you tried turning my face on and off again? I don't feel it play out too well. But how are we doing? Apparently, we're starting peak today. Lonetrail begins. A story that people have been telling me for a while. This is Arknights. This is where it gets to become elevated beyond what it was, which I'm excited for because, as you guys know, so far I've been massively enjoying the story and our journey through terror and all that's meant. After people were going on about it, I have gone through Dorothy's Vision and Mansfield Break as well. So we'll see how important the context of those are in regards to Lonetrail. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it, guys. Tomorrow we've got the Enfield stream, so we'll be live early tomorrow, guys. We'll be live a couple of hours earlier than what we are today. So I'll be live around about, I'm gonna say 11 AM, maybe 10:30 even. I didn't go gym today, so if I go tomorrow, it's got to be a super quick session, But we'll see. We'll figure it out. But we'll be live. The stream starts at 11:30. We'll watch that, and then we'll go from there. I don't know if we'll play some Silver Palace tomorrow. We'll continue playing Lonetrail. We'll see, because I do want to play some Silver Palace again later, if I'm honest, because I really like Silver Palace, man. I really like Silver Palace. It's it's good. And I want to continue on because it's only a short actual beta. I think it ends on the 18th, right? I've also read the Ride Lab manga. No, that's outside the game, right? So how if it's outside the game, how imperative to... Is it outside the game or is it part of the game? I'm sure you can miss the context of something that's not part of the game, right? How about you Silver my Palace? But anyway, let me pop chat out here. I haven't got my restream up today, so we're doing it a little bit different, just because I was rushing and I didn't connect it, if I'm honest. So if you're over on Twitch and I miss you, apologies. But hi, Shell, welcome to the stream. Directs, welcome. Yuriku, welcome to the stream. Yo, Ducklord, what's going on? Flicks, welcome to the stream. Ends, welcome to the stream. Kent, welcome to the stream. Scarf, welcome to the stream. Nissan, hello. How is everybody doing? Lauren, welcome. Hi. Schwajum, the manga is legit the most important context. It's important, I would say. I'd say it's important. If it's not in the game, I'm not going to worry too much about it. I'll probably read it, but I'm not going to worry about reading it beforehand. I'll just get into it. I've gone through Dorothy's Vision, so I think the important plot points from that will be able to, I guess, get the context. And yeah, the thing is, guys, with me anyway, if I try and start cramming too much stuff into it before we get into it, I'm just going to forget half of it anyway. Do you know what I mean? So, I'm not worried about that. I've gone through Mansfield Break, which I guess we'll see what context that adds, but I don't know, right? But I don't know what context it could add, really. But we'll have to see. I haven't read Lonetrail, so I don't know. So I'm talking shit, really. Dorothy's Vision was really good, though. I really enjoyed Dorothy's Vision. I really enjoyed it. What's the estimated yap before? No, we're getting straight into it today. Straight into it. Just saying hi, hello, hi. And then we're going to hop right in today. I think you need to read Saria, Silence, Ifrit profiles if you skip the manga. Okay. Manga is more important. So, like, why would... If it's so important, it's not part of the game, right? Why would something so important not be included into the game in the larger context of everything? Because if that's the case, I'd say that's a bit of an L, right, on Hypergryph to make something so important not part, because it's not part of the game, right? You can't read that anywhere in the game, can you? Or can you? So is it, if that's the case, a bit of an odd decision, right, to add something so of such importance to not be in the game? It's an unusual decision, that is. Straight into it, yeah. I'll go straight into it, because I don't think there's anything going on in the world of gacha today that's that important. Plus, we're running late. Plus, I want to get into this. So, yeah. There's nothing going on, is there, chat? Is there anything crazy happened in the space? Most of the manga didn't happen, but Ryan Lab is one very important. More important than Dorothy's vision. People are overestimating the manga. Manga is like the prequel of it. Okay, alright. I'm sure we'll be okay. And if I'm missing any context and stuff that, like, I'm like, wait a minute, I'm not quite sure on that, I could just go back and read it anyway, right? I don't think it's gonna destroy my experience, right? From what I was getting, like, Reldon was saying, it's kind of like reading the Lord of the Rings without reading the Silmarillion, which is like, you know, it doesn't change. If you haven't read the Silmarillion, I'm sure you could still enjoy Lord of the Rings, where, like, it's a bit more, there's the stuff that connects to it, right, and explains certain things, but it's not stuff that's necessarily needed for you to get the gist of what's going on. I would say it's a prequel, more like the prologue. Well, we'll read it another time anyway. At some point, I've got to start getting through these things, man, because what happened, we was like, right, people was like, at the end of chapter 12, you need to start Lonetrail. I was like, okay, let's do Lonetrail. And then when we completed chapter 12, and people was like, what's the plan then? Chapter 13 or Lonetrail? I was like, I think we do Lonetrail, right? And then people was like, okay. Well, before you do Lonetrail, you got to read Dorothy's Vision. And then before Mansfield Break, sorry, you got to read Dorothy's Vision. And now everyone's like, well, you got to read the manga as well now. And it seems like the list grows ever longer. Ever longer every day. Oh, actually, you're reading the manga. Well, you need to travel to China and speak to Lowlight now, actually. And not sit down and have a cup of tea with him. Because if you don't, you're fucked, bro. Hot dogs. But yeah, it's not too long, right? I could probably read that later, right? Yeah, I went through Dorothy's Vision, and I want to read, because like what I did is I watched a video on Dorothy's Vision, but I enjoyed it so much. I actually want to go through it. You know what I mean? I want to go through it. So yeah. It's just how interconnected and expansive Arknights is. Repeating myself, but I hope you read Silence, Saria, if his profiles, if you skip the manga. Rindab manga is like the most depressing shit you can read. I'm gonna read it. I am gonna read it. I've just got to start prioritizing, man. You know, Enfield's gonna be out soon. And don't get me wrong, Arknights is not going away on this channel. There's gonna be plenty of Arknights, because we are probably for the foreseeable future. The channel's gonna kind of be, obviously in the first week or two of Enfield, it's going to be majority Enfield, right? Because I'm looking forward to the game. But like for the foreseeable future, this channel's kind of going to be split down the middle. It's going to be like 50% Arknights, 50% Enfield, unless they completely screw Enfield up, right? So like Enfield, Arknights is not going away, but like I'm already like treading water on content in the game. So I'm trying to prioritize certain things that get me like sort of caught up. And then we can start going through the backlog and connecting everything together and getting all the extra context and, you know, expanding my horizons on my understanding of the entirety of the stories and the world and even the self-contained stuff as well. So that's kind of why, like, I'm not worrying about every minutia of context. If we don't quite understand certain things, I can potentially open my eyes at a later date. But like I say, I might even try reading the manga later, actually. I might do it later, because I'm going to stream some Silver Palace later. Then after Silver Palace, instead of reading some of my book tonight, maybe I'll just read the manga, you know? It's okay to just go straight in, but chat will hate on some characters, you won't know why. Okay, alright, okay. And some beefs then, yeah? Some beefs. I mean, by that argument, you always have to go back to the beginnings, like your British history, and going, well, it didn't start with the Romans coming over the chat. Alright, let's get started. So, yeah, man, I feel like, I feel great in myself, but like, mate, I'm telling you, I don't know what it is. Last couple of days, I've been feeling it in my face. I'm like, damn, man, my face just feels like itchy. And I woke up today and it felt like somebody put a hot pan on my face. You know, I can like feel it. You know, I don't know if any of you guys have ever had an allergic reaction like that. It's just like, I don't know, man. My face is itchy, hot. It feels like my skin's 2 inches thicker. You know, it's not a pleasant feeling. It's not a pleasant feeling. So yeah, I asked her, I was like, if you change the washing powder, she's like, no. I was like, fuck. I don't know if it's something in my diet then. I'm never really have it. Like, cause I do suffer from eczema, but it really doesn't bother me like that anymore. So I don't know if it's something like that. You know what I mean? Mold. Nah, it's not. No mold issues in the house, unless someone's hiding somewhere that I haven't seen. I usually get that from my autoimmune issues, but something has to trigger it. Time to shave that beard off. You know what? I think, she's 13, you know, fuck, you know. What's up, Blue? My beard is giving me a little itchiness. What I'm planning to do though, I want to do, it's not even for you guys, it's for me. A big reveal once I've trimmed down and got lean, and I'm going to shave my chin. And see how bad the damage is. Yo, Min Man, what's going on, dude? Welcome to the stream. It's a busy week today. We have final part of Canto 9 in Limbus release day, Enfield live stream, and Hoshi banner tomorrow. Yeah, man. Oh shit, yeah, we got the Hoshi banner tomorrow as well. That's gonna be after when I finish streaming. No, isn't it? The Hoshi banner. What time will that go live? That'll go live around about like 4 or 5 p.m. only. My time. If I remember correctly, that's usually the time, right? The servers will go down for an hour or two, won't they? And it'll be like roundabout. So, like, Hoshi banner for me is probably going to have to be Saturday, isn't it? It's probably going to have to be Saturday, thinking about it. Good AK day, yeah. Well, the Enfield live stream starts at 11:30 AM my time. But usually when it comes for updates and patches, it's usually like when I'm finishing, right, that it goes live. Usually the maintenance happens just before my finishing time, and then whatever update happens usually goes live around about when I'm finishing, I believe, right? But man, Enfield in a week, chat. It's crazy how quick it's come round. It's crazy. It's crazy even. It's crazy how quick it's come round. Crazy. I can't wait. I'm excited. I am excited. So, I think, we just get straight into things today, guys. I think we just get straight into it. You don't care for Hoshi. You just want Haruka. See, like, man, I'm gonna have to swipe. I'm probably gonna have to swipe. Probably gonna have to do some swiping because I don't have many pulls unless we can just get the streamer look. Like Hypergryph can be like, man, this dude's been doing a lot of glazing. He went to bat. The Kurobats charged him down for daring to say he preferred exploration in Enfield was better to him. He took one for the team. Shots from left, shots from right. Dude AoE'd the entirety of the Kuro space. Taunted, and took a fall for us. Let's give him the characters earlier. Let's give him the characters earlier, right? Do you want to know how long the Lonetrail like word count? It's quite big, isn't he? Is it over 100k on this, or is it 80, 90k or something? I know it's one of the bigger ones, right? Longest week of my life. I know, right? Yeah. It'll be here in no time, though. It'll be in no time. Imagine saying I'm done with Arknights for the day. Time to play Arknights. The stream day is low-key weird since it's on a weekday. Yeah. I'm happy for that, though, because, like, Saturday is going to be a bit weird for me, because if a stream, it's going to be a little bit later. Because Man U play at 12:30, so I'll be going live at like about 3 p.m, 4 p.m, which is usually like an hour or so before I finish, typically. So your 3-ball Pikachu was absurd. Funny enough, today I got top up tag with no other tags. I got a Hoshi's pot 6. Hey, Lonetrail Tile. It cost me 30 pulls to get both Hoshi and Haruka on my CN accounts. Lonetrail is the second and third longest story, right? Longest is chapter 14, second is 15, and then Lonetrail. I know chapter 14 is a chunky one as well, right? I know chapter 14 is a chunky one. I haven't got any updated lists. The last ones I checked out, like, they only went up to, like, chapter 12, I think. And I wish you played Babel first. I thought Babel was between 13, 14. Second longest is Zwilling Storm, eh? Yeah, chapter 8 was a chunky chapter. It was a chunky chapter. No, I haven't read the manga now. I've gone through Dorothy's Vision and Mansfield Break, and yeah, I'll probably read the manga later. Lonetrail is 78k words, chapter 8 is 77k. Okay, so it's pretty much the same then. Babel is a lead up to 14, yeah, okay. Either way, we've got some chunk ahead of us. Yes, we have. I do want to do the stages in Dorothy's Vision as well. You know, with the whole power armor stuff and that. You're basically only 50% done AK story-wise. Hey, I don't mind, man. Obviously, I want to try and get us caught up when Enfield drops, but I don't mind, man. Like, I'm enjoying my journey, you know? I'm enjoying my journey, man. Give me more. Give me more. Well, there's plenty more, so not too much more. Otherwise, I will drown. I'm already struggling to keep my head above water at the moment. It's something you need to read to understand the character's relationship. I'm going to read it. I'm not going to worry too much, though. The way I see it is, if it's not part of the game, I'm not going to stress too much about it, right? Because if it's so important, I do think Hypergryph need to get that shit put into the game then. Really. Dorothy, call her Saint Dorothy. Lonetrail was even praised by Baldur's Gate Writer 2. I heard about that before, actually. I heard about that. That's dope. That's dope. The white stuff. The silver liquid. The white stuff. Does that actually become a big mechanic in the sides then, does he? Alright. Guys, if you haven't already done so, drop a like on the stream. It is very, very appreciated. It lets everybody know we are live. And, shall we jump straight into it? Shall we jump straight into it, chat? Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's go. Let's go. I need to set OBS up, in the other way again, don't I? Because at the moment, Google Play Games hates OBS. Because I don't know why it's decided to do this to me. I can't believe you've done this to me. But it's actually trash at the moment, so I have to use GameCap. Hold on a second. It's still being finicky. It should be okay, though. It should be okay. It should be alright, chat. We should be good. You have to let me know if it's stuttering or freaking out in a minute, but it should be good. Oh.
Arknights.
Kathy! What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Leo, what's going on? Welcome to the stream.
Doctor.
Same for Mansfield Break. Yeah, I went through Mansfield Break. I did cheat. I watched a video on both of them. But I'm actually just gonna play through Dorothy's Vision because I really enjoyed it. Like, it was really good. So I just want to go through it again, if I'm honest, and play all the stages as well. So I'm looking forward to that. Actually, I really enjoyed it. I think it was a cool story. It was good getting to see my girl as well. You know, my girl Silencio. Hold up a second, chat. I'll switch screens in a second. Okay.
I heard
the sound of your footsteps, Doctor.
I heard. I still need to do my S stages as well. We've got 22 hours to do my S stages, chat. 22 hours to do my S stages. Am I looking forward to the derby? I don't know if looking forward is the right word. Obviously, I just love watching them play, right? Like, even though I know we're shit and we're probably going to get battered. Like, maybe we can get a new manager bench. We didn't get it with Fletcher, but my excuse is there, copium. He was interim of an interim. So, maybe it didn't count. But maybe we can get the new manager bounce and we can do something. If we come out with a point, I'll be happy, right? You know? But it's so annoying because we dropped so many crucial points on games we really should have won. And now we've got Man City and we've got Arsenal. And if we come out with any points out of those two games, I'll be surprised and I'll be happy. So, it's rough. It's rough. So I won't say excited. I won't say excited. I wouldn't say excited. But, yeah. I will be there. I will be there. Fun fact, Lonetrail is when Arknights internal version go from 1x to 2.0. Oh, really? Okay. So, what does that equate to? Are we seeing improvements on particular things in any, you know? Like, because obviously so far, story-wise. So, like, because obviously people said that in terms of, like, you know, background art and stuff has improved, right? Do we see that here? Or what? Want to hear Lonetrail's music before you play it? I think I've heard it, yeah. I've heard it. Well, no one heavy Arknights stories. Baldur's Gate writer will appreciate the game. I used to Google to check his active Arknights play since 2023. Okay, nice. Yo, casual. How's it going, Squire? If I remember correct, Lonetrail is also at the point when Arknights story started to become even more interconnected than it was before. Finally, we can suggest a visual design of Lonetrail video for reaction soon. Nerdy Arknights content. Lonetrail is peak AK ball juggling simulators. Oh, is that the stages now with Lonetrail? The balls. The big balls. So you just go straight up to Lonetrail, no Dorothy's Vision. No, I've watched videos on Dorothy's Vision and Mansfield Break. I'm gonna play through Dorothy's Vision as well, but I've watched videos on both of those. I haven't read the manga yet, but I've watched videos on Dorothy's Vision and I've watched Mansfield Break as well. So I know what happened in both of those. Obviously, not down to individual lines for every sort of character, but again, I've got a memory like a goldfish, so that shit just get pushed out anyway, right? You know, so there'll be plenty of stuff that I'll still be like, wait a minute, it'll take me a moment to connect, unless chat has to, you know. What's all this then? Neo, what's going on, dude? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Are we reading the story? Yeah, we're not going to skip the story. We're not Skybird, you know. We're not Skybird. She the best elf wife, is she? I do like her design, actually. I do like her design. Dude, what the cool moment for me, you know, when Saria went to box up the one armor, power armor, and like Doc was like, no, stop. And she stopped, but like she did like a One Punch Man moment. Just the shockwave from her punch, like smashed the armor to pieces. That was fucking cool. The reason most Arknights fans are Ryan Lamb team. Time to defend Dorothy in the chat. It's an extremely long read. Well, you need some context from Dorothy to know some characters as well, or what they did to reach this part. What do you mean in terms of what Dorothy was doing in her experiments? And the little world that she, little pocket world that she created, the matrix she created and stuff. For the pioneers and now. Is that what you're talking about there? Kind of crazy how many streamers I've seen so far. Do you know what I think it is sometimes? Like, I think when you're streaming, right, especially with something like Arknights, and I think sometimes in just story content in general, I think there's a reason why I think content streamers like bombastic games like freaking Wuthering Waves, because there's a lot less to ingest. Because for me at least, anyway, I've got a crap memory anyway, right? Like I've never been diagnosed, but I think I have ADHD, And like that's a common thing of just having like poor memory. Like specific things will stick with me. You know, Star Trek stuff. You know, random stuff from video games from 15 years ago will stick with me. Weird little moments, stuff that I'm incredibly interested in from ages ago will stick with me. And like random things throughout Arknights as well have and will. But like when I'm streaming, it's so hard to like ingest information as it would off stream for me. I don't know if other streamers suffer from the same. I know Asmongold was talking about this before, especially when it comes to new games. It's something that's quite simple sometimes just doesn't go in because, you know, you're streaming, you're trying to do this, you're trying to learn new things, you're reading through something, you're talking to chat at the same time, you're messing around with all your stuff, you know, you're conscious of that you're live, you're conscious that you're on a time frame. So it's like, you know, and as a dude as well, you know, I already struggle with trying to do multiple things at once. So like sometimes info just goes in and goes straight out. Like, you know, it's even just down to little things like learning mechanics in video games. I do them so much better off stream than I do on stream. So yeah. Asmongold is busy suing someone. Streamer brain is a thing. You cannot fully focus on the story. You have to keep chatting focus, make sure OBS isn't... Yeah. You've got like a bunch of little things you're doing and it's kind of hard to fully focus on one thing as well. Who is Asmon suing? Who is he suing? No, I didn't watch Dorothy on stream now. I was locked in though. I was leaning in. I was like, oh, yo, this is kind of sick, actually. I like this. I like this. I would prefer a streamer did a read off stream and have a talk about what they read, but sometimes reaction also good to watch. Yeah, at first I was like, yo, fuck Dorothy. What the fuck? You know? But then, like, there's points I'm like, man, what? Obviously, I get why they needed to stop the experiment and stuff, right? And then fucking fuckface Ferdinand. But even, like, with Ferdinand as well, again, Arknights doing that thing where, like, dude could have gone even further to try and fuck over everybody, but didn't. Like, not everybody's, like, totally black and white, like, even though dude's a douche. Like, do you ever find out what happens to bro? As well? Because that was kind of left ambiguous, right? Someone called him a PDF. Oh, okay. Well, a content creator. Oh, what, you've been playing Where Winds Meet, have you? You love Lonetrail because of that? You'll see. Okay. What video I watched? I watched Frostbite's video. Oh, really? Was it somebody who's like known? Or was it just some random person online? People are too comfortable throwing around defamatory statements nowadays. You know? Far too comfortable with doing it. That's why you'll never really see me saying this sort of stuff about people. Right? You know, I'll question like people's viewpoints on stuff about video games and stuff sometimes, and even argue against the points, right? But I'll never get like personal and start making up, you know, assumptions about people. Just shouldn't do it, man. Shouldn't do it, especially stuff like that. You know, I'll be really careful about calling people that word specifically, especially men. You know, it's like for me, that's the worst thing as a man you can be called, right? So there's a verified, or was it on Twitter then, I'm assuming? Alright then. Let's get in. Let's get into peak then, shall we? Let's get into peak. You guys, and not just you guys, it seems to be the consensus that this is the shit, right? This is the shit. I'm excited, actually. I'm excited. Music is gorgeous as well, isn't it? Time to get addicted to an Arknight story. I'm locked in already, man. The bee's knees. Lonetrail overrated. Ban that dude. Boo this guy. Oh, dude, I watched your little meme Olympics video on Twitter. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to that, man. It should be fun. Did we watch the trailer? Okay, now. Alright, let's do it. We've actually watched this before, haven't we? But eyes down to watch it again. Eyes down to watch it again, chat. Let's do it, shall we? Let's do it. It's a ton of fun. Just wait for the final cut. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. We watched it, man. I was like, okay, I like the idea of this. This should be fun. This should be. All right, let's go. Lonetrail. Let's do it. Oh, yeah. Quick question. So I don't think it was exactly specified, was it? You know, Dorothy's vision. When exactly did that happen? When exactly did that happen? When exactly did that happen? It's because it's Arknights, man. I've got this fucking stupid Google Play games, man. It's fucking ass. I've got to quit switching capture modes because it sucks balls. There you go. Should be up now. Oh, it would be if I hadn't lost the actual fucking web page. Chrome. Okay, no, it's still not. What the fuck? There we go. Piece of shit. Yeah, Google Play Games, whatever you've done, can you, like, revert whatever you've done, please? Because it sucks, man, to do this. This is why I said, right, I know it's going to happen. We'll start using this game capture because we've been forced to, because Google suck balls. And somebody will be like, oh, Pix, check this in Discord, and I'll bring it up, and I'll forget that we're on game capture, and we won't see it. Or you won't see it. I'll see. Anyway, all right. Rewind. Let's go. It's like weeks or months before Lonetrail. Okay. So in the context of the greater story, because what year is it now? Google Play really need to fix that so I can go back to using display capture as well. I love the aesthetic. Do you know the sort of vibes it gives me? It gives me like the aesthetic almost, Lonetrail does, of a show called Space 1999. It was a British sci-fi show. For some reason it had an American lead. Okay. Chrome's dying on me. What the fuck? There we go. Kind of gives me that sort of vibe, man. I don't know. Am I tripping? Am I tripping here? It kind of gives me Space 1999 vibes. I don't know. Maybe I'm imagining it. Now I look at these images, I'm thinking less so. But Yeah, it gives me Space 1999 vibes a little bit. I'm trying to find if there's some images around this actual station, like to show off, like you know, the style in the Moonbase Alpha. Moonbase Alpha. Actually, some really good episodes of this. This is old. This is like coming out in like the 70s, I think. Like, there's actually some genuine good sci-fi episodes in it. All right, anyway, let's get back to the trailer.
5, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have a liftoff.
We better get PVs like this for Enfield. You know? November 21st. Promotion videos for the Beta 2 are not good. Yeah, I haven't seen anything yet from Enfield in terms of aesthetic and art style for any videos that's lived up to Arknights, yeah. My girl, man. I love silence. I love silence. How do you say her name? Is it Hulhiak? Or Hulhiak? I'll just say Hulhiak. Snack lady. It's called a Hul. Okay. It was okay, because I'm just remembering about that. It was Milsey who was inside the suit, right? That Saria nearly smashed her face in, yeah. When the shockwave of the punch like decimated the power armor. You call her mommy. Yo, Silence showing off some shoulder action, man. That shoulder action from Silence. Dirty girl. Damn, Orchid looking fine there.
Originium 通信ラインはアクティベートされた。受信、返信、バベル。こちらケルシー。
Remnant calcit. Alright, boys. Let's do it then. Let's go. You love that skin? Hicks, please listen to me. You really need to read the Ryan Lab manga and Dorothy's Vision before Lonetrail. You'll be missing a lot of context and emotion that somebody doesn't give you. They're short. She's not Remnant Calcit anymore because 3D trailer, no 3D teaser. I think we need to start playing. It's 2:15, guys. We've got like 2 hours. We're trying to get into peak, and people are hitting me with 54 different trailers, 27 different prerequisite stories. Stalk Highmao. Turn up at Hypergryph's headquarters. Yeah, it's 10.99, is it? Yeah, because like in the story, it doesn't actually like specify. Doesn't actually specify what year it is, does he? Actually, in the story of Dorothy's Vision, right? Click the story. We just got the okay. Pretty chunky. Pretty chunky, right? Pretty chunky. An 11.02 now, I think. The latest. For 13 years. I'd say, like, Lonetrail is like Arknights and Enfield is not necessarily, but you're massively rewarded. Yeah. Yeah, because that's one thing I was like, what exactly is the year in the story? I was like, how priority with what's going on now? Like, I was trying to figure out the context of like where we are in chapter 12. How close are we? You know what I mean? CWST1. Yeah, I love this shot. It's like that Cold War 70s style sci-fi, right? Does it go so hard with Reverse 1999? Does it go so hard? Chapter 12 is 10.99. 12 and 14 are 10.99, 10.98, is it? This helps understanding some of the Enfield stuff too as well. Okay. Okay. Alright. Let's do it then. So is Lonetrail and 15 two of the most important ones for context for Enfield? If in a century or a millennium our descendants walk among the stars, the masses will sing her praises. A century and a half-ish. She sat on a tree stump, humming as she observed the shapes of the clouds above. It was not until her mother called for her that she hopped off and ran toward the voice. The low flight that they were about to take was all too familiar to her parents, otherwise they would not have taken her along. Her goggles were strapped on and her seatbelt fastened. As the engines roared, the aircraft began to slide down the runway. The wind brushing her cheeks grew stronger and stronger. Scared, she closed her eyes. Yeah, the stuttering. Hold up. No, hold up. It's because we fucking watched that trailer. I blame chat. It's because we watched that trailer. Hold up. Fucking poxy. You know. Oh, I'm going to end up switching back to BlueStacks or something. So I'm going to end up doing. Alright, it should be alright now. Should be alright now. Then her body felt very light. A nauseous feeling gushed over her larynx, and her heart raced to the tip of her throat. She squeezed tightly into her mother's embrace. Is it nice and smooth now? Fortunately, the feeling didn't last very long. When the aircraft stopped jolting, she slowly relaxed. But she was still afraid to open her eyes, until her mother lightly tapped her on the shoulder. She finally found the courage to open her eyes and look around. 10 out of 10 now, smooth, sweet. From this angle, the city where she had lived her whole life felt so foreign and strange. The crowds that she was struggled to squeeze through now looked like tiny, insignificant insects. Her mother pointed up, prompting her to look up. The sky was so clear and bright. Outskirts of Mac's District of Columbia, 1099. Federal nomadic prison. We're in Mansfield now. Sir, you're sick. What? I'm as healthy as can be. No, I can tell. Alcoholic, crapulent, and insomniac. In this oppressive nomadic prison, surely you haven't had the chance to enjoy much of the finer things in life. Heh, you're right about that. Ha. I mean, no offense. I get the sense that you might need some rest and recreation. Have you been to siesta, Minos? Please, stop making fun of me. No, no. This is an invitation. Please, choose one. Think of it as a way to kill time as this boring wait drags on. Minos. Ah, Minos. The fruity aroma of its streets rides the wind past its pristine white walls. More importantly, the innate elegance of its beauties will have you reluctant to leave. Yo, Easy! What's up, dude? Alright. We'd have been even quicker, but chat wanted me to watch trailers as well. Lame chat. Lame chat. Alright. Alright. I can already imagine the extravagant life you live. I'm green with envy. No, what I'm saying is that it's all prepared for you. All prepared for you. What do you mean? I believe an illness like yours can only be cured in such an environment, and you've been a great help for me across a variety of matters. Men like you deserve the finest of treatments. After a few months, any gloominess clouding your mind will have completely dissipated. You'll be as strong and sturdy as the Minoan craftsman. You may even enjoy a stimulating romantic encounter. Mr. Justin Fitzroy Jr., let me say this again. I'm fine. Please stop toying with me. Please, Mr. Justin, was my father. Call me Justin Jr. Alright, Justin Jr. So even business section people at Rhine Lab know their medicine. No. I don't know the first thing about medicine. Who would be interested in something so complicated that can affect no visible immediate change? Then what in the world are you talking about? You know the prison guards and the Columbia power armors, man? Like, the design fascinates me. Like, this shield's almost like a radiator, right? And the masks on the power armor as well. Such an unusual design. I'm sure it's like with that stuck over his radio over his prison police thing as well. Looks like he's Scooby-Doo. It's got the rhythm release. I'm sure you're dying to know what kind of illness you have and who spread it to you. Take a look around you and remember, your superior, that unsympathetic, good-for-nothing judge, and even the old warden, so unpleasant after he retired. You should have been hailed as a hero after you retired from pioneering, or at the very least enjoyed a comfortable life with a fancy house in a nomadic city on a government stipend. But now, you looked into my background. That's suiting medicine to your illness, sir. And the way I see... was he potentially involved in the experiments then? Your situation is hopeless. The remedy I prescribe is a vacation, a luxurious home, bottles of fine wines, beautiful specimens of your preferred gender, and a top-notch security service. I don't understand. I know what you came here for. You're going to take that one back with you. If you made it all the way here without trouble, then Ryan Lab and the brass must already have an agreement. What's the point of bribing me now? I need an answer first. Are you willing to take fate into your own hands? Who isn't? Right. Which is why you're very lucky, and also lucky in a way. At the very least, you know the obstacle in front of you in your predicament. For instance, you've always played lackey to someone else. You were deliberately ignored and cast here. Call him just in case. You also know what you want. For instance, you've been planning to propose to a certain someone, which got delayed by this trip, right? Oh, I wonder how that proposal would go in the Minoan Plains. Ah, yes, What do you need me to do, Justin Jr.? It's simple. Sell the information of all the prison's special procedures to Rhine Lab. I guarantee you'll find the price I'm willing to pay more than attractive. That certainly wouldn't be hard, but you'll be held accountable. We came prepared. I mean it. The old men behind you have a serious appetite. I spent twice my budget to get all this in order. They've been plenty arrogant the last couple of years, and that won't do. Those greedy, selfish idiots haven't been willing to face facts. What do they think? They're some kind of Ursus or Lathian nobles? I prefer practical men like you, and so does Rhine Lab. So, you could make a considerable fortune out of all this? Then you and I can send those stubborn old men to prison. They won't get a chance to turn things around for the rest of their miserable lives. Doesn't that sound nice? You want me to defect? Hold on. Who the heck? Couldn't have picked a worse time. A letter from the bank? Thought I paid it all off. Ugh. Justin Jr., this money? Okay, so did he get to the bank as well? That was a bit too coincidental, right? Hey, got a nicer bribe here for you, bit of money, you know. I don't know, man. I don't know. Bank phones, yeah, bro. You fucked. Did I forget to mention? My bad. Seems I'm not fit to be a doctor. This is your first course of treatment. So much? Or has money been... Sounds like a valid treatment. Well, yeah. And the most effective cure for your disease is power and wealth. Oh. You have a really bad illness. You're poor. Let me remedy that. I guarantee it will get to the root of the problem on behalf of Rhinelab. I understand. Pleasure to work with you, Justin Jr. The pleasure is mine. Let me ask you one more thing. Is Rhinelab full of men like you? No. No. They're all freaks. The freakiest you've ever seen. But I'm cool with freaks. Like the one we're looking for today. It's all ready, sir. Good. After all that effort, I finally get to meet our famous freak. Please don't forget what we talked about. I hope you'll be at my cocktail party in Trimount next month as my personal guest. No invitation necessary. Money is the cure to being broke. It's true. Yeah. She stood in the centre of the day. Stood in the centre on the day of her parents' funeral. People came and went around her. One after another, men she didn't know offered their condolences in front of her parents' portraits. A science journal, editor-in-chief, a high-level government official, a legendary investor in the finance world, the representative of a technology conglomerate. All of them looked so saddened. Saddened that the genius investor husband and wife brought the world of science to new heights, only to both die young. None of them could understand. They couldn't understand why, when this era-defining technology, flight had just taken off, why would they waste their energy and effort on something as meaningless as reaching the highest altitude possible? All of them were furious. Furious that the death of the rights, the government-sponsored plans became a laughingstock, and their enormous investments had all gone down the drain. One by one, the guests all left. She alone stood in the front of her parents' grave and lifted her head up to look at the clear sky. Yet it was so dark and gloomy. Have you heard of the Chinese are on about doing? They say by 2040 they'll have an aerial aircraft carrier launched into low orbit. They'll have I forgot what those ships are called. I heard something like it was like I don't know. I don't even know if I believe this. Is this bullshit? I don't know if it's true or not. But I was just like, the names of the stuff, I was like, this can't be true. But then again, I don't know nowadays, man. The light is blindingly bright. Past the passageways, dark shadows, the uncharacteristically bright light keeps Justin Fitzroy Jr. from opening his eyes. The brightly glowing laboratory is right exactly the same as the ones in Trimount. It's like if something like that was built, though, man, it's like one missile. It should be coming down, right? Justin Jr. takes 2 steps to feed things out and finds his attention instinctively drawn to the equipment so clean and shiny that there is a light reflecting off of it. Sounds like BS. It does, yeah. How much did this cost to build? They built all these for one man's sake. Deep in an area of the laboratory, untouched by light, an old man whose face was hidden guards a radio as ancient as himself. I love the visual side of this. This is definitely like 60s, 70s, like Cold War era. This is cassette retro sci-fi. This is right. This is what I was talking about in Wura, where like I liked elements of it, and then they got like the true super futuristic technology, but I wasn't too sure if it went together well. I couldn't figure it out. Looking at this background here, I'm feeling this design. I love this. Again, it gives me that like space 1999 vibe. Definitely. This is a prison. You call this a prison? God damn. Kristen built a whole replica lab here just for you. She thinks really highly of you, doesn't she? Convict number 30. You aren't the regular liaison, but I've seen your face. You're a Rhinelab director. Well, that's just hurtful. You played no small part in expanding the company to its current size in such a short period of time. How could Kristen not have told you about me? I have no interest in people like you. I'm a sick, crippled man. What do you want from me? Don't talk like that. I've read your file. You were extraordinary. If it wasn't for... Sorry. I'm pretty sensitive about the past. Oh, alright. But I'm really curious. From what is it that Kristen wants you to accomplish so badly? She went to all this trouble. She didn't tell you. Which means you have no need to know, boy. This isn't the first time a science freak has mocked me. Well, no biggie. My job here is to take you away. Looks like your little project has moved on to its next stage. She needs you there in person. It's about a survival plan. So you do know, you sly little punk. All I know is Kristen has had you working on something to do with Originium and the human body. It's not my area of expertise, but at the very least, I know one thing. Ryan Lab's control is not a coward who fears death, and she definitely has no illness that needs healing. Which means there's something else going on that's making her desperate for a way to extend her life. Some kind of extreme circumstances. You're a smart one. No wonder she chose you to bring me out of this place. But you'll have to wait a little longer. It's almost time for the Vice President's speech. A speech? You're into politics now? No, today's going to be an interesting day. Patience is a virtue, kid. No, we still have to introduce ourselves. I'm Loken Williams. It's a pleasure. I'm Justin Fitzroy Jr., Business Section Director at Rhine Lab and an outsider to the world of science and technology. I'm only here to bear witness to history, sir. They even have the... What is it? The Columbia Dream. It's like the American Dream. We could never... Like the American Dream of Columbia, yeah. Dear Colombians of Tri-Mounts, this is your Vice President, Conrad Jackson. So this one, Neil, this is the area that's based on the good old US of A. I'm sure many of us are confused by today's press conference. Before I explain anything, I'd like to have a chat with you all. Do any of you feel that on our Terra today, it's gotten hard to focus on just on the cities or even the country in which we reside? There is more and more to be proven. Exchanges between nations have become more frequent, and likewise, conflicts and confrontations have become more intense and unavoidable. So, I want to ask all of you, Colombia has only been around for a handful of decades, but our history is already as rich as other nations. What is it that we have used to achieve this? Because this is another, it used to be, what's it right? A colony, a Victoria, didn't it? But like, Victoria didn't back up the Duke that was controlling Colombia, did it, when the uprising started and they became independent, yeah. So, I want to ask all of you, Colombia has only been around for a handful of decades, but our history is already as rich as any other nations. What is it that we use to achieve this? It's our thirst for knowledge that drives us to explore the boundaries and depths of science. It's a pioneering spirit that flows in the veins of every single Colombian. That's my answer. That's our answer. And to maintain these two things, we are willing to pay the price, no matter how high it may be. I'm really curious to see... surely we're going to see some of the silver liquid again, right? Because, like, that was being... At the end of Dorothy's vision, that technology was being hoovered up, wasn't it? And taken away. So I'm sure it was getting used... again, right? Or he's going to get used again, should I say. What is Jackson talking about? The next election is right around the corner. He hasn't really done anything the last couple of years, so he's probably anxious. Paying a high price? He's not exactly off to a great start. The big... yo, what's up, Crystal? No, I've been through Dorothy's vision and Mansfield Break. In this city of technology, Tri-Mounts, there are over a dozen special plates. On those plates, we're working tirelessly on countless research projects. We're developing, discovering, and guaranteeing our future ways of life. Many of you here are participating in those projects, and I am very proud of you. In just 2 weeks, we will announce an achievement that is truly the greatest among them. No, I ain't read the Rhyme Lag manga. I'll probably read it later. It will change the landscape of international relations. It will allow us to seize the initiative to never again to fear any storm across any lands. So, because I haven't actually played the nodes in Dorothy's vision, you know the big huge construct at the end that Dorothy ends up smashing into the building with all the experiments in to like shut everything down. Is that a boss fight? Oh. It will be Colombia's first step into a new era. First step into a new era. Jackson was already a famous orator and activist back in college. And now he's holding a press conference in Taiwan. You know what that means, right? Let's cut to the chase, Colonel Blake. You need my help, and I need yours. This is easy. Yeah, it's the boss, yeah. Help? Yeah, sure. A super weapon crafted specifically to keep that damn shard of Londinium in check. Who knows how much money the military poured into that thing? But now, Kristen and all the techs on the project have disappeared without a trace overnight. And that... What does the handbook call that big ring again? HAMHRR. Damn it. How did you hide such a big thing? The military's been pretty gentle as it is, not surrounding the city with an entire fleet of high-speed battleships. And this is what I'm here for. I have to admit, Kristen really took me for a ride this time. But what reason do I have to believe that a failure like you can take care of this problem? There are lots of companies in Colombia that can rival Rhinelab. There's nothing stopping us from taking a military approach and handing everything over to some other place. You're right, Colonel Blake. I failed, but I'm no fool. Oh shit, it took me a second then, Ferdinand's back. So, he didn't get killed then? Or, is his... No, because he was in the power armor, right? Because he fucking, his getaway vehicle got smashed to pieces, right? And he had to flee on the power armor. It's like that was left, like, hanging, right? So dude's alive then, yeah? They just beat him up. Okay, because it was kind of left, wasn't it? Of like, I was like, is he dead or is he alive? If the military were really that hardy, you would have done this a long time ago. You army guys were never the meek humanitarians you're trying to play. And I, the former director of energy, I know Rhinelab. With my help, whatever you end up doing will go much smoother. Especially if you want to take care of this as quickly and quietly as possible. Why should I trust you again? Let's do clean shaven now. You got stuck in power arm and the pioneers ganged upon it. Yeah, I remember that, yeah. More like he just got beat up and left there. Is there anyone else to keep you in check than a failure with nothing to his name? I never thought there would come a day when you called yourself a failure, Ferdinand. Why are you so fixated on this? Always high and mighty, never revealing her secrets. She threw everyone's hard work and achievements under the bus, sacrificing the whole... Is he talking about Dorothy or, Kristen here? Okay, Kristen. Kristen doesn't have the right. No one does. Alright. That's the most convincing thing you've said today. Hallway outside control's office. Rhinelab, Tri-mounts. I don't... What is it we calling it? Moo-moo. I don't actually like this feeling a whole lot. Too quiet. The air's so chilly and dry. And the light's awfully cold. No idea what's up ahead either. Is Saria involved in this as well? Things weren't so lively back in the day. Most of the time, everyone was just busy with research. We rarely ever saw each other. But after meetings, we'd party and get drinks, pad the table legs with project reports, and we'd just finished. I miss that feeling. The feeling of being accepted. The feeling that we were making a difference. That our work had purpose. You have to feel nostalgic for that too, don't you, Kristen? I guess it makes sense. Those pioneers were just ordinary blokes, not killers. I suppose so, yeah. I was just wondering that maybe they let their anger of the whole situation, like the experiments, everything going on, and they just, you know, didn't stop until bro was I suppose being in the power armor as well probably helped a lot, right? Or maybe the military killed those maybe. Actually, yeah, maybe somebody came in to save the day, right? You can stop dragging your gross tail across the floor. Nobody's coming to clean today. Whole hayak. Just dragging your gross tail across the floor, you know. Oh, so you come here to cry your eyes out, huh? Guess I should have stayed hidden a little longer. Are you waiting for me? Mm-hmm. Then why are you standing all the way over there? I've got to be careful. A kid who just lost her parents might have a pretty bad temper. Besides, I thought you already had a water clone ready for the moment I stepped into the room. Oh. That's kind of cool. bit more dynamic now, right? We're seeing a bit more dynamic scenes here. Since I'm found out, I might as well drown you right away with stuff and stuff you into a dead power armor. Oh, I didn't know you were such a vengeful elf. A Mainlander agent infiltrating this place, huh? What are you up to? Infiltrating? Think again. Would Control's office be that easy to infiltrate? Are you working for Control? What kind of deal do you two have? And what she got you doing for her? Are you betraying the Mainlander Foundation for this? Kulkan? Kulkan? So many questions. Why don't you ask Kristen yourself? You're so close to her. I'm sure she'd tell you. Right? You're at the end of your rope. Why else would you expect to find Control in her office? Huh. Kristen really asked you to come? If I told you I invited myself here, would that make your heart ache more? She doesn't have the time to deal with you right now. Perhaps she's already sick of all of your backstabbing, all your distractions. Maybe she never had a place for you in her plans. Whatever you want to think. That's not your place to say. I'm just trying to remind you of that kindness of my heart, or pity, if that's how you want to see it. You should try not to be so tense. Don't you think you know her better than I do? Don't think you know her better than I do. Kulkan. Kulkan. Is it Kulkan? I should imagine that's how it's pronounced, yeah. Kulkan. I've known her a lot longer than you have. Maybe I don't understand her, but no, that's what she's trying to do. A little towel flick out. It's hard to blame someone for grasping at straws when they're desperate, but if you get in the way, next time, I'll really kill you. The dreadful Liberia has vanished. Aside from the droplets of water on the sofa, the fight earlier might as well never have happened. The door closes. Milsey doesn't try to give chase. There's no telling how much truth there was to Hulherk's words, but her presence alone already explains a lot. She should ask Kristen directly. Why is it that she came here today, and she still has many other questions? Kristen, there is no one here to answer her. Milsey's voice echoes throughout the empty office, her shadow split in two halves by the wall, like two people standing at a branching path. When and where did this all begin? Everything that once was has changed. Yet, hold up, let me. When and where did this all begin? Everything that once has changed, yet she knew nothing about it. This familiar room, this familiar hallway, both seem so foreign to her now. So she hates this feeling. It's just like the time after she was born, when she realised for the first time that she was all alone in the world. I don't think anyone knows how to pronounce that. Kulkan. On the day of Rhinelab's foundation, everyone had faith that this was the starting point of a company destined for greatness. The idea made everyone nervous. It cheered them all up. It put smiles on their faces. It kept them up at night. She and Saria chatted about the future on the balcony until the next days. Beaming sunrise shone directly into their eyes. At that moment, she thought that she, Saria, and all these people would walk with Rhinelab forever. It was an unrealistic notion. When topics like profit, conflict, and misunderstanding piled onto her desk one after another, she couldn't help but laugh. What exactly is confining mankind? She lifted her head to look at the sky. It was so ugly. Rest stop. Triman's outskirts, roughly 18 miles from the city centre. Oh! I want him. Hi there. 4 large cheese dogs, extra cheese. You got it? Coming right. Holy shit. Bro, what the heck is this? I caught some kind of disease when I was a kid. It's only because of the exoskeleton that I'm still alive. Sorry for spooking you. Oh. What, so it's an exoskeleton? So it's a person. Is a person under there? It's Nick Valentine, you know. Oh, it's a made-up story. Oh, okay. Fucking Nick Valentine. Spooky me? Hell no, that looks so cool. Oh, so it's got to do with the Triman's tech companies. No wonder the gizmos they pump out are evolving so fast. Something like that. My bad. That was probably rude of me. Acting so surprised. I'm used to it. Mind if I smoke here? You can still smoke? That's amazing. Phew. So empty here. This road doesn't get much traffic, does it? Just today, when the vice president came through, not long ago, the traffic jam was miles long. Maybe it's the weather here? You're a hot dog. That's some appetite you've got, bro. Take a seat wherever you want. Not like there's anyone else today. Thanks. Bro eats as well. Whatever it is, it runs on cheese. Hot dog. Huh. Colombian fast food really is making strides. Well, it's all the same to me. So why are they called hot dogs again? Anything to do with the perros? Oh, it's the Yap Queen herself. It was the first wave of Bolivarian settlers who introduced this particular food item to the Colombian masses. This type of sausage sandwich was frequently sold in the night competition arenas at food carts attended by scantily clad Pero females or well-built Pero males. And with the passage of time, this food item became known as the hot dog in Colombian parlance. Passage of time, huh? You know, things can turn out just because of time. Want one, miss? My treat? No, thank you. The years really haven't been kind. When I still had a sense of taste, my appetite was probably a dozen times what it is now. I guess how things turn out with the passage of time. I envy a young lady like you. Yeah, young. I wonder how many things on Terra are built atop of this passage of time. Everything is. I guess you are right about that. It's been a while, Dame Calcit. When was the last time we met? The day of Theresa's ascension ceremony after the war was over. Most Sarkas who still had a lingering nostalgia for Kazdel were there. You were no exception. Okay. The bros are Sarkas. What should I call you now? Tin Man. That's what my co-workers call me. It's an apt descriptor, and not like names have much meaning to me anymore. You represent the Maylander Foundation? I do. A powerful revenant? A one... Wait, okay. A once powerful revenant, and besides, you know that the Tikas are closely connected to every corner of the world, and the Colombian plains are no exception. Or would it make you feel better if I told you the whispers of hatred still keep me up at night, and that I can't wait to turn into a flying fortress and fly straight back to Kazdel? Jeez. No. So the Maylander Foundation noticed Rhodes Island long ago. This isn't the first time you've showed up on Colombia's radar. Even if the last time I was just a minor legal dispute. Was that in Toronto? Toronto? Is that silent T? Toronto? Or someplace else? Rhodes Island is still a young organisation. You know it belonged to, and what course it is taking. I'm not trying to talk you into giving up, but based on our agent's intel, too many old friends are mixed up in this mess. A fair amount of them are young, your old friends too. If they have smooth skin, they're young. Does your race get explained? Yeah. You remember the airship from the main story? Being shared to that time at the end of... Yeah. Yeah, I finished 12, yeah. So I know about the Revenants and stuff. So if one of them is on a branch, would that be called the sarcastic? Hey, okay, I'll see myself. Doctor has a criminal record in Colombia. Her only Canadian representation is Toronto. Well, that explains what he is. You didn't catch it. He said he's a Revenant. No. I'll get there. I'll get it. I've only just finished chapter 12, so that's fresh in my mind. That is. So I'm interested to like, how does one go being from this to a fucking air battleship? I have no issue with Rhodes Island getting involved in this, so as long as you hear Maylander's thoughts first. It is thoughts you want Rhodes Island to hear or demands. Regardless, personally speaking, I do hope we're on the same side this time, Dame Calcit. I understand. Are those girls yours? The Tin Man lifts his head up to gaze at the bottom of the dark clouds. Not far away, a pure white feline and a fire-red Savra sit on a bench. The Savra girl enthusiastically tries to tell something to her buddy, but her buddy simply stares at the sky, seemingly paying no attention whatsoever. She is thinking about the past. She seems to know why she received that letter and why she had to come back to this country, but she actually doesn't understand it at all that well. She's simply thinking that there are things you have to face sooner or later. I should remember this place, but I don't think I wrote it down. Why didn't I write it down? Do I need to remember this place? Duh. You don't remember anything no matter what I ask you. This sucks. Rosmontis is my spirit animal. Do you remember? Me? Of course I remember. This is Colombia. I've been here, and I hear you've been too. Oh, I remember them. I see now. It's a cruel twist of fate, Calcit, but you'll have children so young face their fate head on. This is their decision. I have no right to intervene. Calcit silently looks at Trimount shrouded in dark clouds in the distance. Its tall skyscrapers remain under the thick, dark clouds, its base hidden by the fields around them. Likewise, the Tin Man lifts his head. Up in the sky above the city, the entire lands at an unreachable altitude that mankind has dreamt of reaching for thousands of years. A burning fireball is tearing through the skies like a falling star. Ifrit, do you want to hear a story? A story? Alright. Today's story takes place in a beautiful city in Sargon. There was once a well-respected king, loved by his people, but when he finally grew old, he had an anxious look on his face, never calming down for even a second. He gave it all his all to rule his city, but he found that not one thing in the city would bear his mark forever. His statues would crumble and his legends would fade, but people forgot too easily. Excuse me. In the final days of his life, he eagerly hoped for there to be something that could truly symbolise his whole legacy and ensure that it would be told for generations to come. And so, he asked his wife. He hoped to find this treasure with her together. They searched all over the lands and found a bottomless pit of gold, clothing that restored youth, a magic mirror that allowed its user to change races at will, a sword that could rend mountains, and treasure map that led to mythical realms. None of these were what the king wanted. They were all too specific, and the desire they bore were too strong. The old king did not think of any of these could represent his legacy. This left the queen stricken with grief. She prayed to the night skies after her husband would get his wish. Finally hearing her faithful prayers, a star arrived in the mortal realm. Ifrit stares blankly at the blazing red tail sweeping through the sky. She suddenly recalls a story out of thousands that Silence had told her. Legend has it, there is always hope whenever a star so happens to land. The difference that divide mankind are mended the moment the star reaches the ground and everyone wishes will be filled at once. With the star come falling down, there is no time to think. Time is flying by. I wish for... Okay. We got big bulls in this then, yeah. Big bulls. I wish for Ifrit altar. Right on time. The Liberi steps onto the rooftop of a hall tower and looks up at the sky. From this high vantage point, the faint, sharp screech is concealed by the sound of wind, while the faint spot of light rapidly expands in her eyes. Her thick tail dexterously and rhythmically sweeps back and forth, a graceful measure to which the Liberi can compare the invisible grid of the city beneath her. Now, let's see. Just where will this star land in Trimounts? Districts 2 and 5 are primarily residential. 11's new industrial campus is under construction. Let's hope it won't be central. That place is packed with office buildings like the dime a dozen canned fins you can get at a supermarket. And it's a work day. Those offices are going to be full of people. Well, you really figured out there where to land this experiment of yours. Or maybe you must never cared how much of a racket this might cause. Either way, you planned this far ahead. Things are getting more and more interesting, Kristen. Confirmed. The Triton factory is in District 13. Spent 7 hours on the boss of this event when it first came out. It was really fun. Oh, really? Okay. The Liberi leaps from the tall tower. Who pulled the curtains open? Look at the time. The Rhinos have been at work for an hour already. Is this how a Rhine Lab director welcomes a guest? I wanted to see you. That's why I'm here. You saved me from the power armor, and I bought you breakfast. Fair's fair, right? That's what he did. The thing is, man, she's so lucky, because if that punch had hit right, it would have took her head off, right? It's just like the shockwave from me smashed the armor from around her, right? That's the breakfast combo from the cafe at Rhine Lab HQ. They only sell 100 of those a day. Okay, okay. Don't give me that look. You're a grumpy Gus in the morning, huh? It's Saria. You want to see, right? Well, I haven't been able to contact her, but if she isn't here, then coming to you won't help. Anyway, take a look at this. This just in. Trimontians, an explosion occurred this morning at the Triton Chemical Plant number 3 in District 13. The specific cause of this explosion is still unknown, but the authorities' preliminary conclusion is that laboratory staff made a fatal error leading to the construction machinery on the site exploding. A large stockpile of catalysts and reagents are stored at Triton Chemical Plant number 3, and to keep the chemicals from leaking out and causing more catastrophic damage, the military and government authorities are currently cleaning up the site. As of right now, all of District 13 is under temporary lockdown. Entry and exit from the district is being heavily restricted. Citizens are asked to cooperate with the ongoing work there. Lies! The government has not responded to requests for comment, and it is not known at the moment this time whether the lockdown in District 13 will affect Vice President Jackson's time in Trimonts. Does this have to do with Rhine Lab 2? I don't know the specifics, but if you or I should say Rhodes Island are there here, considering how much Saria trusts you, there's no way you would ignore big news like this. Yo, Rusandru, what's going on, dude? How come no yap today? I was late to get live, so I really wanted to start getting into it, man. I really want to start getting into it. Oh. Doing something, Hole wasn't really trying to kill Moo Moo, it was just a necessary part. Wife on screen, she was just trying to break Saria by forcing her to kill family. How's it going anyway, though, Rusandru? Okay, Doctor. You've got some new visitors. I'll see you very soon. Okay, we're definitely stepping up on like little dynamic animations and stuff, right? I like it. I like it. That was a clone after all. Rise and shine, Dr. Pixeltree, you big dumbass. Rise and shine. Ifrit, who brought you here? Of course. Long time no see, Doctor. The Apple Source has already returned to the landship for Elena for a checkup, and Treatment Mechanist is currently on a new mission. From here on, I will be accompanying you. Emil and me, and also Osmontis. A floaty feline girl apparently entered the room at some point. She stands next to the window and listens quietly to your conversation. She gazes at you in your room behind her. There are pure white clouds floating gently across a clear Trimontian sky. Yeah, I quite like his design as well, actually. The Mechanist. It's a rare event, skipping yap. Everyone's confused about skipping the yap. I really liked Dorothy's vision, actually. I did. I was hooked in. I enjoyed it that much. Like, I'm gonna literally just like, when I get time, maybe like when I'm off stream, I might I want to go through the event anyway and play through it fully. But I'm gonna do all that in the entire game. But like that, like as I was watching, I was like, oh, I'm actually locked in for this. This is a fun event. This is. 2 seconds here, chat. Terror Defense game launch. What's this? Similar to Clash Royale, which hasn't been... Okay. Who's that? Okay. Alright. Maybe look at that, actually. Might have a Terror Defense collaboration? An upcoming Terror Defense game collaboration? Don't be mad, Doctor. I asked Dr. Calcit to bring me along. I was invited by someone. I will explain more about what's going on later. Seeing as you have the TV on, it seems you already know about District 13. The explosion wasn't caused by some careless lab technician. Something fell from the sky. Nah, well, I could have done a collaboration tomorrow for Arknights. Through a top-up company. They was going to do like a special one for the banner everything tomorrow. Like, I don't know, man. I just get, you know, with some of the rates they offer sometimes, it's not even about the money. Like, I'm like, I want the money. It's just like some lowball you so much. I'm like, nah, I don't want to do that. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just don't want to do that. So, I just, like, I had a conversation with them, and then they offered me to a point. It was like, they wanted Discord posts, 5 streams, 5 videos, and it worked out. And it was like, I was like, bro, fuck that. I ain't doing it. I ain't doing it, man. We need to get to the bottom of this. Yes, Saria's already gone to investigate. As for you, I need you to get out of bed and wash up. Oh, I'll say the company. I don't want to put them on blast, like, you know. But yeah, like, keep reaching out to me. And like I've told them, like, the rates, right? And it ain't even like, the rates I'm asking for ain't mad at all. But it's just like, again, it's, I don't know. Some companies will like work with you, but they're just like, nah, this is what we're offering. And then they just keep pushing and pushing. I'm like, nah, man. I ain't doing it. You know? You know what I mean? It's like, I think it's just purely just like, I ain't gonna sell my time for a set amount. I'd rather just earn less off just a video going up and just getting the ad revenue off and it not being much. Because it's more than I'll earn off ad revenue. But like, I honestly, why do YouTube, man? If I was doing that, man, I'd be living on the streets. You know? Because I'll be fucked. Because YouTube don't pay the bills. I live there. Who the hell are you to stop me from going home? What gives you the right to lock the place down anyway? Is this even legal? Do you have anything in writing? I'm supposed to take your word that this is an emergency? I'll be out in 10 minutes. I just need to head back for some documents. Our clients are waiting in the conference room. Sorry, but I need to see your clearance. Silence lurking in the background. Yeah, if you have a standard to keep, it's because you... Yeah, exactly right. Yeah. That's it, right? You know? Because at the end of the time, for me, it's just more my time. I'm like, you're reaching out to me and you're like giving me these offers and it's just like, I get it. I understand marketing, how it works. But it's just like, I'm like, nah, I've told you, Ma. Like, because if we have like a, you know, this is what we'll offer. Because they ask you what you want. They give you an offer and I look at the offer and it's like, okay, all right, this is what I'll take. And then it's like, it's pretty much close to what they're offering on the initial. And then they come back with, oh, actually, this is what we'll give, right? And because like last time when I did a sponsor, like the videos actually got quite a lot of views. Do you know what I mean? And it was like, after that, I was like, nah, you know, I ain't doing that again. And at the end of the day, the videos might not get views. And like I say, it ain't even about the money. It's just about the principle, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I just, I ain't doing it. I'm like, I'm more interested in doing game collaborations as well. You know, where companies come along and go, well, we've got this game. Would you be interested in talking about it? And I'm like, oh, you know, if the game seems interesting enough, or even if I don't find it interesting, maybe somebody will, then I'll do that. But yeah, like a lot of the top-up ones, I'm like, I need to. I always feel a bit what's it anyway doing the top-up ones because, you know, they're never okayed by the games, are they? And I know a lot of people use them, and I've got no issue with people using them. But it's just like, I'm always a bit more wary about doing those. Do you know what I mean? Time is their most precious. Exactly right. And like I say, even the money that I get isn't going to change anything. But it's just like, if you want me to take the time out, and like I say, they wanted me to do it on streams as well. And I know what they were offering was well under for what I get in stream views, right? Because we could get anywhere between like, what, 50 to 100 plus people watching on the average stream, right? What they were offering money-wise didn't even cover the streams in what like, my views-wise I get, right? I was just like, you want a Discord post and a bunch of videos as well? I'm like, nah, man. Not me. Yeah. I'm running over at Coles as well. Interesting. I was going to watch Saria to see what she's up to. I never expected to find this little bird making her way here. Right? That's a little researcher from the Diabolic Crisis. Scouting the area with the drone from a dead angle while hiding in the crowd, waiting for an opportunity. Not bad. the army has soldiers watching every single alley. It won't be so easy for you to break through their checkpoints. Yeah, definitely a little bit, yeah. Like, some will reach out to you, and they might have a little bump email just to follow up, and then they'll leave it. Like, well, some, like, you open a conversation, you're off, and you're like, that just doesn't really work for me. And they're like, yeah, cool, sweet, we'll leave it at that. And I'm like, I always leave it with, hey, if you want to consider me future stuff, hit me up kind of thing. Then some, they will ping me on Discord and on emails. It's like, you know, like, I've said my amount. You don't want to match it. Let's just leave it, man. Let's just leave it. That said, I haven't the slightest idea what you can do, but you might just be able to give these baddies a little trouble. So I'll give you a hand. What are you blabbering about? Nothing. Package recovered. It'll be delivered right away. Keeping it. Yeah, you got it right. You got it. This is why I like ChatGPT, because I just use ChatGPT, to be fair. I'm like, yo, make it professional, make it polite, ping it off kind of thing. But yeah, I've never been disrespectful to any company that I've the ones that potentially work with me. As you've no doubt heard on the news, it's just one factory that's had an accident. Why is the entire district on lockdown? If you guys are actually worried about the chemicals, why aren't you wearing protective equipment? Why are you people still allowed to come and go? No one is buying your beach shit. This is about the whole industrial campus upgrade project. If it falls through, who's going to pay? Hurry up and let me buy. No pushing. My arm. Why can't I move? Somebody broke through the cordon. How come the comms aren't working either? Silence being a proper lurker, yeah. Your clearance, Miss Saria? Yeah, I was wondering if she was going to be involved then, obviously. You know me. Former defense director of Rhine Lab. Your reputation precedes you here. Your reputation precedes you here in Trimains. So I can't enter District 13? Not just you. If you don't have clearance, please leave. You... Relax. Stole your weapon. Your face. Your hands. You... It's all the same. It's the same all over. I may look scary, but it's just an exoskeleton. I work for the Mainlander Historical Association, currently part of the Vice President's entourage as his secretary. Here's my authorization. Miss Sari here is a subject matter expert we invited along. She's just staring ominously, right? Mainlander, huh? You people are always so strange. Don't talk to your superiors. We want to get a better grasp of the situation. Give me a minute. Looking at your attire, it seems you don't plan on bringing your shield along. No, I just determined that I might need to apply full force to whatever is coming next. Full force, huh? That phrase carries a weight far heavier than usual coming from the former director of Rhine Lab Defense Section. Seems like I did make it in time. Our last meeting must have been at Hayden Pharmaceuticals, Detective. We talked so much that I forgot to slide you on a Milsey a free pint of draft beer on your last visit. I know just how powerful the Mainlander Foundation is, but I was still surprised when I heard the news from Cal Sit. How do the two of you know each other? We're just old friends. So, what role is the Mainlander Foundation playing in our current situation? Saria, are you interested in politics? Decidedly not. So, do I really need to answer that question? The Colonel is en route to his meeting with the Vice President. Your identities have been verified, and the Colonel has authorized your entry to the District 13. But we're conducting an emergency investigation to evaluate the hazard posed by the chemical leaks, so you won't be allowed near Triton Chemical Plant number 3. That's where this all went down. We'll also arrange an escort party to go with you to provide any necessary help. No problem. We will go with your arrangements. The outfit's good, yeah. Of all the countries, Colombia has to be the one with the most consistent bangers. Lonetrail, DV, Come Catastrophes or Wakes of Vultures. Whew, made it in. Next, I keep 2 drones up in the air, 100 meters apart to survey the situation. The Triton factory should be right up ahead. I hope that the stealth combat tactics I learned at Rhodes Island will come in handy here. Let's take it slow. How many did join Rhine Labs now? I mean, Rhodes Island now. at the end of Dorothy's vision. There was quite a few, wasn't there? Murica! Well, I really find any leads on the transmitter here. Will I really? I wonder except Jesselton Erasure. A batch of transmitter has gone missing. That's right. To be more precise, it was a batch of experimental materials with said transmitter including that was supposed to be shipped together to HQ for disposal. So someone stole it? And it's very likely to be someone within Rhine Lab. Silence. I'd like you to head to Trimens and help me investigate this. Me? I need to remain at Site 359 to cooperate with the military investigation, so I'll be stuck here for the long time. Yeah. So is the military military's hoovering up what's it? Yeah. Remnants of the experiments, right? The standard for becoming an operator is very relaxed. Well, true. If you die a hero / villain or you see yourself long enough to join Rhodes Island, are you going to negotiate with them? Don't worry. As much as I don't enjoy this stuff, I'm still capable of it. I'm a Rhine Lab director after all. I'm more worried about this batch of missing transmitter becoming the catalyst of someone else's ambitions. So, can you do it? Well, silence. You're a student of Director Parvis, and yet you showed up here at Site 359. I had some doubts, but now I get it. You came here to ask for my help. Or maybe you wanted to know if the director of Originium Arts is trustworthy. I'm sorry. No need for apologies. I did come close to doing something awful. I should be thanking you, Silence. But at the same time, this is why I'm asking for your help. You are beholden only to your own standards and looking for your own answers. But even if I hadn't asked you, you still would have returned to Trimens, right? You know when the people who was a part of the experiment, the pioneers, right? And they were in that like little matrix and it was like a perfect little world for them, right? When they were in there, was there NPCs, if you will, in there as well? Obviously there was them, real people who were in there, you know, experiencing it. But was there NPCs to populate it, to make it feel a little bit more like an actual place to be? Or just the people who was in there and everything else was kind of empty for them? Like if it's new look from this event to shame she doesn't have a skin for it, like Sariel. You mean the guy who loses to 40 dogs, you know? It was just the other people. Okay. So it was just a limited amount of people in there. I was just wondering if it was populated with like NPCs as well. You know, to fill it up for them. Yes. Oh no. Why are there suddenly a lot more men on patrol? Shit. Find anything over there? No, I know the people are all connected in that. I was just wondering if there was, you know, to make it feel a bit more of a pleasant place for them to be, beyond the other people that were in there. Were there like any constructs, if you will, that made it feel like it was more populated? That's all I was asking. Shit, find anything over there? I searched a couple alleyways on the other side. I scented the animals for people outside of the simulation. When I say they ate their friends, I mean literally. Oh, you said they ate their friends. Sorry, I read that as they are their friends. My bad. I searched a couple of alleyways over on the other side. Nothing. I'm still amazed by how good the story is. Also, what is your favourite operator if you have one? What's my favourite operator? What in the entire game? Like, it's Lappy. I love Ascalon. I love Ines. Yeah, Lappy's my favourite operator. I really like Ascalon in the story because she's just like, it just feels like whenever she enters a place, everyone's just like, oh shit, yo, you know, big dogs here. Yeah, I like Ascalon in the story. Don't think they went in. Yeah, I was gonna say that's what it seemed like anyway, at least. I was just curious about it. Lappy supremacy, damn right. The colonel is about to meet the vice president, so we had to play nice and let those two in. We were supposed to stick close to them. How did they lose us so quickly? They were walking so leisurely the whole time, and they vanished behind a fence when I blinked. I've really underestimated that fella all covered in iron. Mainlanders people are always so tricky. I'll go report the situation to the brass. Take the boys with you and continue the search. Right. Send more hands over to the factory too. They're slipped out of the vision then, have they? Your reflexes and stealth skills are admirable, Mr. Detective. You flatter me, even if we could manage them. It's better to shake them off our tail than to outright knock these sycophants out. We're here. Triton Chemical Plant number 3 is right up front. This is a fucking Victoria image, isn't it? They've already cordoned off the perimeter and deployed heavily armed soldiers at every possible location. Quite the impossible task to get any closer. We're close enough for a clear view. Sarah's gaze travels over the throng of people and past the striking yellow barriers, landing on the factory behind. The once smooth factory building has been demolished beyond recognition, with scorch marks scrawled by heaps of debris scattered all over. A series of explosions have eroded the facade, leaving only the interior foundations that give her a clear view. In the centre of the factory lies a huge ring, like a mechanical structure, diagonally embedded into the ground like an outrageous art installation. The source of the explosion? What have you found? Neither the shape nor the mechanical structure of the object hints at its purpose, but it is clearly a device not meant to be used on land. It fell from the sky? We're too far away to discern any concrete details. What can be confirmed at this very least is, this thing has the mark of Rhine technology. To be precise, it has Kristen's handwriting all over it. I'm sure of that. Guess you're drooling on fluorite. I do like fluorite's design. You know what? I'm a Chen simp. I'm a Chen simp. I am. I'm all over Chen. I am. Got to change it to something to see your loved ones. Visual program was a killing program. So went there to control the people there, but just live. Yeah. I know there was living pioneers. Yeah. They was all like hooked up into a linked consciousness, weren't they? Yeah, they was hunting them down through those little flying constructs because that was a Silver Liquid's job, right? To act as like an antenna to communicate with the people in the simulation, right? And then they had those wrist bands that could put on people as well, right? Because a lot of them had already been injected with it anyway, and it like just knocked them out instantly to connect them to it as well, right? And that's when they had that big construct at the end, yeah. I know, man. It's so close. So close. Horizon Arc Project. What? I'm surprised you've not heard the name, given your position at Ryan and your relationship with Kristen. I'm glad I didn't get spotted. Oh shit, these things are back? There really was one here. So is this has the military continued this thing on then? It's gone. Was this Kristen's work? Dorothy was right. Transmitters react to each other, and it wasn't too difficult to catch them with the one she gave me. There's too few of them. Dorothy said there were more. Could they be nearby? Wait. This is the Triton factory? A colossal ruin lies before her. Just how many injuries or casualties happened in there? Silence recalls the news not mentioning any numbers relevant to that question. She recalls the destruction of Site 359. It was difficult for her to even picture what it looked like before the ruins. Was that Saria? Who was that with her? Saria, do you have something to do with this too? Do you know where we are going? Shakes head. We're heading to Saria's stronghold in Trimount as part of our arrangement with her. Saria, it's been ages since I saw her. But if you need to talk to Saria, you two are going to be busy, right? I guess she won't have time to talk to me. You and Rosmontis will stay with the doctor. She got a freaking rifle. It's like a repeating rifle or something. Ifrit, where were you just now? Oh, right. When the star came falling down, I was telling Rosmontis a story that Silence told me before. You still remember it, right? You weren't writing any of it down. Yep, I still remember. Flamethrower. Oh, he's a flamethrower, is he? Okay. That night, it seemed the entire city heard the Queen's prayers and the sound of her tears splotching onto the sand. In the end, the Queen passed out in the high tower of the palace. The Queen's faithfulness reached the hearts of the stars. One after another, they soared through the skies and came before the old king. The old king was swallowed by the endless surge of brightness. Within it, he saw a sight that he had never seen nor dreamed of in his entire life. The next morning, the Queen awoke to find a huge hole had appeared on the palace's roof, and the old king, who had passed away hours ago, stood with a smile still lingering on his now stiffened lips. Were the stars brought here by her prayers? The stars made her wish come true, and they took her lower with them. Defense fight. Oh, like this is a new Holy damn, the first stream I ever joined in is playing Peak. Okay. We're getting introduced to any mechanics. Military hounds at first saw action in Bolivar. Okay. Let's drop a little bit deeper. I don't want to beat on the dogs, man. I don't want to beat on the dogs.
I know what. I will sink your corpse into shadow. No one will find it.
Nearly. When attacking, temporarily reduces operators' block by 1. If operators on a gravity switch, reduces their block to 0. Oh, interesting. Ooh, okay. That could be dirty. That could actually be dirty.
No need to cover up. It's secret for public that everybody's in the game.
You guys placing Inez's last defender gives me anxiety so many times. Boy.
You'll get what you deserve. I mean,
the shadows are trembling.
got the situation down crystal clear. What are you waiting? Quickly, tough to swallow, huh? Try to behave yourself next time.
That Wheels ruined this theme for me. I can't remove the animation in my mind when I hear this OST. Dogs with a knockoff Walmart logo. They're bad dogs. If it uses it to become flames, tend to be hard to control. It basically serves as a role. Oh, okay. So you can focus them like. Yeah, like even the armor of like the military is very like 70s, 80s sort of sci-fi, cassette retro sci-fi, right? I'm a big fan of it, man. I really like it. Colonel, sorry to keep you waiting for half an hour. I'm the one who should apologise, Mr. Vice President. Your schedule in Tri-Mounts is packed, and I heard from Secretary Pavard you had to cancel a meeting on account of my sudden visit. Who's the fucking... Is it the bird or him? What's the deal with the bird, bro? Bro's badged up and everything. The military response to District 13 incident has been quick. It has also been intense. You had just given us such a powerful, rousing speech for the masses. This couldn't have happened at a worse time. By the looks of things, this is more than a little accident on your end as well. I'm just saying, it's still too soon to reveal the Horizon Arc project to the public. Which is why we would like you to cancel the rest of your itinerary and leave Tri-Mounts, and we'll take care of these accidents as soon as we can. Colonel, I understand what you're asking, but my schedule isn't going to change. In fact, I'm going to extend my stay in Tri-Mounts. In my last meeting, I decided I'm going to Rhine Lab to enjoy a fruitful dialogue with our exceptional researchers. We're one, Columbia, Colonel Blake. We're all ready to give everything for our country. But with all the technological pioneers gathered in this city, they form the bedrock of Columbia's technological development. It's no exaggeration to say they're shaping the future of our country. Do you understand what I'm getting at? Even on the assembly lines of our nation's most developed munitions plants, it takes a day and a half to produce a single shell to spec. And that doesn't include the time it takes to send it out to the field to give the men some real practical time on the thing. Take a step back, Colonel. The more we find ourselves facing super weapons that can change the world, like that Ark 01, the more composed we have to be. This is Colombia, not Sargon, not Bolivar. Don't mind the birds. These past few years, the armed forces, or more accurately the Department of Defense, has continued to explore the nation's military capabilities. As a whole, progress has been fairly steady. From the President's perspective, this is a good thing, and he's glad to see it happen. However, given the shifts in international dynamics in recent years, particularly the re-emergence of the Victoria's Shard, a number of things have changed. Such a terrifying superweapon has erased the concept of distance. All our ground defences will be rendered useless, and the dust brought about by the storm may well fall upon our pillows at any time. The voices within the Department of Defence have grown increasingly hawkish, and a number of troubling signs have already appeared. They're hedging their bets on the research and development of a similar era-defining strategic weapons. And that's how Kristen caught the military's eye. Correct. Kristen became the military's core technical advisor. In a very short period of time, she submitted the proposal for the Horizon Ark project, planned the construction of the Ark 01 superweapon, and quickly began its implementation. The military has devoted a vast amount of resources to it, and as such, Rhinelab has enjoyed greater policy side support for quite some time now. This is why Rhine has been able to stand head and shoulders above many other tech companies in Trimonts. According to the information we have on hand, the construction of Ark 01 required digging complex shafts, as well as erecting hammer at our aircraft's altitude limit. A monumental project indeed, and the military has spared no expense in the effort. The Victoria has a nuke, now we need a nuke too. I imagine the man in the front of you who fell from the sky was part of this project. Sarah's eyes shift from the factory ruins to the sky above her. Using the sky as an intermediary transfer node? We don't know how specific conceptual design or how it's implemented. Using the sky as a transfer node to focus or redirect an enormous amount of energy so as to achieve a powerful strike over extreme distance. What, they're trying to turn it into? A fucking giant magnifying glass in the sky. In theory, that is indeed possible. But just firing energy up to it to redirect, is that what we're doing? But will Kristen really help the military construct a super weapon? Time to burn some ants. Looks like you didn't get the answer you wanted. I knew from the beginning, this just makes it more apparent. A good politician would never rush to make his stance clear, at least for now. I don't want us taking over the project that fast. Reverse orbital labour, right? And how do they intend to do that? It's simple. All they need to do is delay. If we say the efficiency is in pursuit of scientific research, then Ferdinand, delay is a preferred tool of these politicians. When the Singers administration first entered negotiations in Congress to reclaim the Woods Company logging camp, virtually no progress was made in 3 years. It took the latter party losing control of the area. They want to delay until we have our hands full, until we lose faith in that damned Horizon Ark project, until it doesn't matter anymore. You've already been on site, right? To your conclusions? It was indeed the test flight of Ark 01's hammer. The sky appears clear, but it is far from being a safe haven. Kristen will need to test a new pressure and navigation system, a trial and error process that may need more than one flight. I'm more curious about the military's controlled shaft at the bottom of Ark 01. Where did Kristen launch a beast of that size? The hammer black box still hasn't been found. By tracing its routing data, we can triangulate the position of the launch site and locate Kristen. We already conducted a full-scale search in District 13. Came up empty. Someone managed to retrieve the black box at the very beginning. Any possibility it might have been destroyed, given an explosion of that scope? Kristen has already been missing for 2 weeks. She may have already obtained the experimental data she wanted in the black box, but she still doesn't want us to find her. In other words, the so-called Horizon Art project, propped up by the military itself, is completely out of the military's hands. A massive shaft. The longer the delay, the more variables there will be. I know. I just noticed, is this like a liquid, what's it here for him to drink out of? Is that what that is? Was it just part of like... I can't tell. It almost looks like a little... for drinking out of. I'm not tripping. Little juice box around his waist. He's got a little juice box around his waist. When he's thirsty. He's got a little thirst. Got beer hooked up to it, you know. He does look like he likes an ice beer. Bro's just sloshed all the time. It's me. That's right, Jackson. Had no intention of talking things through with us. Me? Where would I have anything to hide? What's the agent sent to spy on Kristen? Understood. I won't give an inch. I'll resolve the situation post-haste. Wait. What did you say? That's... Alright. I understand. You don't look so good, Colonel. You're right, Ferdinand. We can't let ourselves get bogged down any longer. Who was on the phone? Who was on the blower chat? The fact that Kristen went AWOL while the military had eyes on her precisely shows that project has progressed to a near feasible state. She might have defrauded her investors. We have our suspicions as well, but you seem pretty sure of it, Sario. Because I know her well enough. Oh? Since its establishment, Rhinelab has been committed to breakthrough research in civilian technology and rarely intersects with the military. Kristen herself has no interest in it. Furthermore, if the sky were part of her research plans, it would not be a means but rather her ultimate project. The rights? Precisely. We haven't even explored everything these lands have to offer and have only just begun measuring the heights of the skies. Why fly to such high places in vain? I still remember that comment in the newspaper made by the hovercraft expert Stevenson after the Wrights test flight crashed. Oh, literally the Wrights, like the Wrights brothers. It encapsulates his regret for the death of the genius scientist, but has been twisted out of context as accurate peer review. How ironic that it's become a weapon used against the Wrights. I'd like to hear more. Stevenson had a very good relationship with the Wrights and even looked after Kristen to some degree after their passing. How did they die? Later, Kristen was able to get on track in academia, thanks to his recommendation. A substantial secret that even I'm not aware of. But the relationship between Stevenson and Kristen is not a cozy one. She inherited her parents' obsession with the skies and does not expect others to understand. She abhors the sky, Tin Man. What's with the flash? It can't be a coincidence the transmitter appeared at the scene of the accident. What exactly is the connection between transmitter and the explosion? Did the things used in this factory require transmitters? I recall no such relationship between Triton Chemicals and Rhinelab. Or perhaps the transmitter has something to do with the ring-shaped mechanical object that smashed through the factory building. Is the ring like... the gate? Like in, Enfield as well? Sarah's too far away. I can't hear what she's saying. Maybe I can try moving the drone a bit closer. She spotted that shit. An unidentified drone has been shot down. Oh, the soldiers. Oh, no. Birdman? Miss, show me your security clearance. Don't have one. District 13 is under temporary lockdown. I'm going to have to ask you to come with me. I'm a worker at the Triton factory. I had the day off today, but I heard the factory exploded, so I came here to see what's going on. If you're a worker at the factory, then explain the drone, and don't say you have nothing to do with it. She's going to photograph the site. Marianne? Is it really you? Oh my god. Marianne? The last time I heard that name was 40 years. You're talking about that press conference, right? It was right around the time your last movie came out. You told the world you got hurt in a catastrophe while shooting the thing, and you retired from behind the scenes work. His helmet is bird-shaped, right? Chris's EP is really good, is he? My dad goes nuts every time he talks about you. He's got your complete filmography collection, and we've watched every movie 10 times over. I still remember the spy catchers. You caught saw the spy on the shore and leapt straight off that cruise ship. That was something. Just melt into every role you play. Today's mass-produced Rankwood stars could take a cue or two from you. Thanks. Unfortunately, the only role Marianne plays these days is a negotiator of employee salaries. You're Director of Human Resources at Rhinelab. Jara Booker Wilson, this is my clearance. I have a house in District 13. This woman is indeed a Triton employee. Rhinelab and Triton Chemicals had a number of disagreements, just like the corporate struggles in Spycatcher. I know. This is Tri-Mounts after all. A subsidiary factory suddenly went up in flames. If photos from the scene hit the tabloids, that would send Triton down in scandal. This is her housewarming gift for joining Ryan. That would indeed be a violation of military regulations. Fortunately, the drone's been shut down, so the photos won't leak. Now then, let's move on and discuss your job hopping. Sure. But let me add something first. Isn't it a little reasonable to suddenly ask the locals to lock themselves inside and wait for updates before they can do anything? We're just following orders. Miss Marianne, I want to trust you, so both of you, please leave. No exceptions. Your name's Silence, right? I remember you were helping Parvis bring me some black bean tea. Director Jara, does this have something to do with Rhinelab? That's why you snuck in here? There are some things I need to make sure of. This isn't exactly the best place for chit-chat. Head over here and wait for me. Where are we? Don't worry, it's my District 13 residence. What about you? I have a company. An old friend has some business with me. Who's the company? Is it Tin Man? Don't think I ever heard you breathing. When you smoke, are you just letting it swirl around in your stomach? Does bro have a stomach? It's a habit. Just like what you used to do after finishing a mission. You record the event on a note before burning it on the spot. That young researcher back there, you always have a soft spot for the youth. Hey, can't exactly ignore it, can I? An employee of my own company shows up in a military lockdown. It'll be bad for business if she gets caught. I see you're just as attentive to detail as ever, regardless of what field you're in. You've caught my eye a number of times over the years, from the intermediary investor for all of Tri-Mounts to the head of Ryan HR. You've contributed pretty much your entire work to this tech company. In other words, without you, we wouldn't have the Kristen we have today. So is you being here right now also the fault of that reckless girl? Or do you have ideas of your own? Have you considered the possibility that I'm here because I bought a residence in the District 13 and that I spend a few days here when I'm not too busy? I'm getting old, Tin Man. Age notwithstanding, when I came back to my senses, I realised that my health, my dreams, my friends and my family had all been given to my country. In the end, nothing remained of Maylander's Morning Star. I don't even have any tapes of the movies I made when I was young by which to remember my so-called youth. I wasn't trying to point the finger at you, Jara. But if you're hoping I turn a blind eye to this, I'm afraid I can't help you. Maylander's own responsibility is to the country. I just wanted to tell you I have no regrets, so even now I won't do anything that would truly harm Columbia. Are you still mourning the death of the Wrights? As much as I'd like to deny it, the scene still haunts my dreams even now. How does Tin Man clean inside of his throat if he smokes? I've got so many questions about Tin Man. Delivery? Come sign for it. Put it on the workstation. Oya scans the space in front of her. A massive hollow underground ring-shaped structure. In other words, a well. Iridium lamps fastened to the well's walls provide only a basic lighting, making it difficult to determine the overall depth. Inlaid with the grooves running along the walls are cables extending into the darkness. The person within, with who she was speaking earlier, is now pacing back and forth, leaving her with but a busy silhouette. He seems to be busy testing something. Even in such a deep area, her actions do not seem to cause much of an echo. Presumably, the surface structure incorporates some high-performance sound-absorbing material. The entire area seems to be as still and silent as lingering mist. It's potentially this where that ring was constructed and brought out, or is this potentially where... We don't even know if it is a super weapon, right? Because she says she might have defrauded them, yeah. She was building something entirely different. Are you not afraid of the dark? Do you not get bored? We're several hundred meters underground, and those boorish soldiers are patrolling just above us. You've been here a number of months, right? Haven't gone for a walk? Nasty? I'm busy. Kulkan. Kulkan. I like her design. I don't have much free time on my hands either. What I'm saying is, put the black box down and get lost. Oh, she's got the black box. I'm taking a risk here to get this to you under watchful eyes of the military on Maylander. It's a bit cold of you. Wouldn't you agree? This is a deal between you and Control. It's got nothing to do with me. You didn't do anything with the black box after you got your hands on it, did you? No. Damn. Ice cold. The data calculations are, well, not that complicated. Nasty dives back into her own work, and the screen is once again engulfed with a large amount of data, like a tide flooding across the land. She focuses more, leaving Hulhiak alone to do little else than stare at her back. That is when she notices the devices around her waist. They appear as a lattice of dead branches, spliced together irregularly, but as Nasty intermittently works at her station, they sway back and forth in a short regular rhythm. As if sentient, they seem to be following Nasty's thoughts. Looks like you managed to find nourishment for the rootless branch. The trajectory data has deviated slightly from the precious calculation, but is still within the expected range. It appears that the transmitter can indeed be used as an alternative navigation resource. That being the case, we need to speed things up. By the way, how did Kristen get you, the head of engineering, to willingly coop yourself underground to do the hard work for her? Nasty doesn't answer. She enters a few commands as the screens in front of her go dark one by one. She turns and heads towards the door. Behind her, the underground space becomes dimmer and dimmer. Ready to touch some grass, Nasty? Did something good happen? Surely you're not going to take the good news from me. Keep the good news from me. Yeah, the design's awesome, right? I love a design, actually. In Sarkaz, be gone. Hulhiak takes a step back upon hearing that one word. Her body instinctively carries out the order as if executing a command. Cute curse you have there, Banshee. Did any of the staff ever tell you you've got a bad temper? Icy cold air caresses Nasty's neck before dissipating like an illusion. The young Banshee shivers slightly. A crack forms across the bone pen in her hand. Oh my, they don't quite make them like they used to, do they? I know you have an entire drawer filled with spares. But I've always been curious. If you broke all of it out of your bone bends, would you still be able to perform your little tricks? Go ahead and try me. Logo to Banshee, yeah. I won't give the same command twice, Kulkan. Fine. Are all the Banshees as much of a stick in the mud as you? Don't pass upon this rare opportunity to get some fresh air if you're afraid of the dark. I don't mind keeping you company part way. Before the Banshee can speak again, Hulhiak nimbly disappears behind the door. The darkness lingering within the air trembles violently for a spell. Then Nasty finally lets go of her words. I should go pick her up. Last, the muddled dream is about to settle.
From watching you and Gladia discuss your battle plans.
Oh,
I see
okay.
that the two of you share similar lines of thought.
This is how many nodes is that? I know this is a long story, but how many nodes is there out of curiosity? I'm just curious the amount of nodes that are in this particular event or this story. At curiosity chat, how many is there? This piece of music's just beautiful, isn't it? It's just gorgeous. Ten stages with 12 story? 10 plus 4 story nodes. 12. 10 combat stages, 4 story, 2 tutorials. Okay. Yeah, I was just curious. Just curious. Planetary debris deals even more damage and sun duration increased. Planetary debris pushes enemies and even more deals even less damage to your units. What's this? Even fewer attacks are required to move planetary debris. Even less force needed to move planetary debris. Movement distance opposite gravity increased even more. Is this stage mechanics? The stage mechanics, is it? These stars have twinkled above Terra since ancient times. Just how many romantic myths and searching gazes do they hold? Astrologers spend their lives assigning symbols to constellations and celestial bodies to give them meaning, while shamans and druids try to interpret the trails left by every passing meteor. They're untouchable. Indeed, it is precisely because of this that the sky has become the true home of those who indulge in fantasy. And for this great land, looking up holds no meaning. (6,152.31 meters), the height of Terra's sky. And also, the last record of the Wright's final flight. Was that how high they went? No one has questioned this limit. Nobody's angry, confused or curious about it. People live on his pea wrapped so softly in its pod and couldn't care any less. And thus came the shabby poem from an Ursine poet centuries ago. Starpod? A romantic name for the barrier. I've read through every paper related to the subject of barriers. Those sloppy theories formulated by Victorian and Atlantean scholars. Analysis on pressure in space, theory on density differentials between the barrier and an outside matter, old, outdated and full of holes. Those Colombian academics announcing their pioneer spirit merely tinker with that garbage, and you get the occasional novel theory put out by younger scholars in academic journals. But they spend way more energy getting tenure and research grants than looking at the sky. Oh, by the way, the test platform we launched the other day has already fallen back to ground due to the same old problems with the barrier. So we're bounced up for the sudden change in basic aerodynamics, massive disruption to the Iridium zone, and the extremely rapid decay of an exogenous power. What about the results of the data analysis from the transmitter? The batch from the readjusted ones are solid. I've also already laid out all the energy cables and connected them to the port you mentioned previously. But Kristen, you're well aware of just how much energy you'll need for this. The theory is sound, however, that won't be a problem. Alright. The test platform's crash landing has caused us some trouble, and the military is burning with the anxiety of your disappearance. Kristen, whatever the next step may be, death might be the most merciful outcome. I wouldn't even consider that a price to pay at all. Her outfit reminds me of the, that one character from Reverse 1999. Nasty, do you like stargazing? No. Staring at something out of reach just makes me feel empty. And yet, sometimes the unreachable can become a signboard for you. You are indeed right on one thing. Death is only the most merciful outcome. And I hope you don't die before giving me what you promised, Control. You should be more careful. Thank you. I will. Have I got to look at it? I haven't, no. I saw the actual launcher. Where is it? I haven't seen, the launcher looks nice. I haven't seen any gameplay, though, or any, apart from what we saw in that, in what they showed us, the dev showed us before. That little bit that we got to see, like. Going to demand to be called Control at my job now, that's off fire. Colonel, how am I supposed to take this order? Let me guess. The agent you sent to watch Kristen has gone MIA, and you've suppressed the news. Your superiors aren't worried about your agents being silenced by Kristen, but rather they might have signed on her with and betrayed the country. And they're probably even wondering, have you betrayed the country too? It's no wonder you've been racing to find Kristen. My last tour was in Bolivar. In the late 40s, the coalition government, backed by the DOD, was bumbling around like toddlers in its own jurisdiction, and their intervention policy for the Bolivian Civil War was deemed a failure. The DOD's rep has fallen so low in the eyes of our people, the general even handed over control to the armed forces. The DOD needs an Arc 01 to restore its image and regain the trust of the people, and I also need it to prove myself worthy of plucking the general's medals out of the dust. So yeah, it's my last chance. But you can lay off the clownery for now, Ferdinand. Come on, Colonel. Who are you even trying to fool with all that? This isn't enough for a reason for the DOD to go so far, and definitely not enough to stake your life on it. Hey, don't you always brag about this being smart as Kristen? You always brag about being as smart as Kristen. Why not use that clever scientist brain of yours to figure it out? It's not like you don't know a thing about Kristen. Surely you ran a thorough check on her before handing the project over. The situation is pretty bad. There's definitely a contingency plan at work. The reactions have been abnormal anyway. If you people haven't gone crazy, then it only comes down to this. Kristen isn't the actual reason. No, she's just a fuse. Ferdinand suddenly looks up at Blake, his eyes full of astonishment. He has come to a conclusion he can barely believe himself. You didn't meet the Vice President to talk about Kristen. What you wanted was a mood. The Wrights were a pair of lunatics, squandering the nation's tax money on ridiculous notions like challenging the sky, and all they gave back to the country was a little lunatic by the name of Kristen Wright. Oh, wait, so that was their husband and wife then, was he? Rather than brothers? If Pixel so lazy cats were not nice, he would have read the good stories. Husband and wife. Yeah, Kristen's parents. Yeah, I gathered that now. Well, lazy cats were not nice, he would have read the good story. What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? Ferdinand, I respect men of your caliber. Usually, it's your type disrespecting the nation. Am I wrong? I can't imagine the meteor that fell from the sky having any motive beyond an attempt to provoke us. The most generous motive I can imagine is her selling the data to another country. She holds a weapon capable of seriously damaging a nomadic city, and the military handed it right to her. Or, the worst, she actually wants to avenge her parents. She wants to point Arc 01 right at DC. She plans to destroy the Columbia that in her eyes treated her parents so unfairly. We've already seen enough to make people wonder if they were born in the wrong era. Hell, the scarier thing is, doesn't Jackson know about all this? Don't those mainland agents know too? That's how much he already knew about Kristen, me and you before I even walked into this room. But he still chose to put it off. I won't sugarcoat it. From the moment we lost Bolivar, the coalition government has spared no effort in... What the fuck? I just accidentally clicked on Matrix's stream. From the moment we lost Bolivar, the coalition government has spared no effort in suppressing the military. Our current state of affairs is, to them, an excellent weapon. It doesn't matter if Kristen is exacting revenge or betrayal. That's important. What's important is that it is a scandal for the DOD. And the losses brought on by it seems to be an acceptable cost to them. Do you want to be part of that cost, Ferdinand? Do I even get to choose? You didn't figure it out just now. You might have. So you can 1, use your connection with me and just wait till we've recovered Arc 01 when the military will coincidentally be hiring a new scientific advisor, or 2, die here with me and be swept into the trash can of history together. Ferdinand stares at the soldier before him, confirming he's just seen something in the man's eyes. Whether pure banter or a real crisis, silence has connected the two. I get it, Colonel. The Vice President has already broadcast live to every citizen that Columbia is about to enter a new era. But accidents are inevitable on the way to said era. I believe he'll dedicate everything he has to realise this for Columbia. So, that's the situation over there near the Triton factory. The parts regarding Kristen are just my own guesswork. Judging by the military's response, that seems to hold enough water. A super weapon that the government hopes to use to reassert power, or Kristen herself having other plans? Trimount is indeed working on a secret mega project using the energy at its core, with unimaginable destructive power, yet to be scientifically tested and nearing its completion? That's what I'm worried about as well. Sarah, has there ever been a mass blackout in Tri-Mounts? Never. Tri-Mounts is a separate power grids for the residential and commercial use, and each of their power reserves alone is enough to allow all facilities in the entire city to operate normally for several months. Moreover, Tri-Mounts is a booming technology industry with dozens of companies dedicated to developing new forms of energy, and nearby mobile industrial platforms regularly borrow energy from the city. Calcit looks out the window. The skyscraper in the distance with its gigantic glass facade frames a billow of clouds, its surface crystal clear like a leaf full of dewdrops. Indeed, it is just a leaf. Her gaze expands and the building quickly disappears into a nest of countless skyscrapers, exhibitions on science and technology interspersed with expo halls and other specialised buildings scattered around at random, like a bacterial colony in a forest. But as she raises her head, the vast sky dwarfs the city, and Tri-Mounts is only a leaf. No matter if a super weapon ordered by the military or an unknown object that Kristen has other plans for. The amount of energy and precision required for the Horizon Art project is beyond the scope of our imaginations. Energy consumption and navigation accuracy are the issues they must solve. You are implying, I don't know how the Colombian military has assessed the situation or how Kristen has pulled the wool over their eyes. Even if she were able to solve the issue of precision, my judgment is that it cannot support energy concentration on such a scale, even if you use all of Tri-Mount's energy reserves. Once you start such a huge project, it should drain Tri-Mount's energy in an extremely short span of time, like stuffing a giant sponge into a glass of water. Even if Kristen's talents and vision are far beyond the present, the current state of science and technology should not be able to realise such a concept. But she is by no means a simple mad scientist indulging her delusions, unless she has already solved this problem. In this one instant, Ferdinand completely changed his opinions on Blake. And she's just calling it DC now, I'm dead. What the heck are they talking about? Stop eavesdropping. The door's soundproofed. It's got to be about the factory that went kaboom, right? Saria looked kind of serious. Does this have something to do with Ryan? Doctor, is Silence in Tri-Mounts too? Can we bring her here? Doctor, why are you frowning like that? Oh, I get it. You still blame Calcit for bringing Rosmontis and me here. We decided to come on our own. I've been here before. I can even be your tour guide. Rose bringing fucking 20 questions. Rosmontis, you're looking at the letter again. Are you okay? He invited me to come here, back here. The feline girl is still holding that thin envelope in her hands. 5 minutes ago, she opened it and quietly read the letter again, before stuffing it back inside a minute ago. She lifts her head to look at you. There doesn't seem to be any particular emotion in her eyes, but you notice something unmistakable nonetheless. She's trying to comfort herself, almost like she's trying to smooth out a small wrinkled piece of paper under the school desk without attracting anyone's attention. You can feel that she is confused, maybe even in pain. I forgot again, Doctor. Can coming back here help me remember what I forgot? What did I forget? I should have written it down. I'm sure I know. Rosmontis, why don't we take a little nap? That sounds weird to say to a kid. Why don't we take a little nap? If it hurts, we can go back to Rhodes Island right now. I think I should stay. Control your power. Don't force yourself to think, okay? I'm here. Me too. Do you have the data I need? We have a little time to spare, but these should help. She forgot what she forgot. The energy section's project and construction plans and reports from the past 10 years. Energy and Origin art section's experiment records. The scientific investigation section's expedition reports and data archives. It's a lot thicker than I imagined. Their position within Rhine Lab is rather unique. From the cooperative perspectives of our cost, performance and efficiency, their contributions to the company are negligible. They shouldn't even be one of Rhine's 10 sections. And even though it doesn't rival what the core laboratories like Energy and Structural get, the budget that Rhine Lab allocates to polar field research and surveying technologies every year is no small amount. In fact, you could say they're throwing large amounts of money at them. They collect and analyse seismic data from the Casimirian Highlands, surrounded by mountains in regular intervals, and have built close to 10 scientific research stations in the endless icefields of Sami. They frequently travel to Colombia's Great Lakes as well as the lowland deserts in the south for the investigations, and even seek to thoroughly explore the ruins of abandoned cities in the bleached wasteland. Only a few know that the dust kicked up by pioneering young Colombia is much older than the sands of Sargon. These scientists have not been measuring the boundaries of this world in the spirit of exploration, rather they are looking for something. These last few pages are all about Tri-mounts. Tri-mounts? Why would scientific investigation need a factor in the location of headquarters? Every project I've checked so far has an immediate sign-off from Rhine Control. Kristen. And so, did this farce just happen to take place in Tri-mounts? Or maybe it could only happen here? I would prefer to see more evidence rather than hear more of your roundabout explanations. Even she's saying, yo, shut the fuck up. You know? Let's chill on the yap here. Let's find some evidence. Stop with your fucking assumptions. I have some rough conjectures, but the clues are all a mess, and our present information is inadequate to serve as an actual evidence. Let's take a short break. You should go and have another chat with Ifrit. Okay. Get down, Kelsey. What's happening? How is it? Does it fit? Manta. It's a new suit Originum Arts section developed. I made a few adjustments and it should fit you okay now. And I'm sure you know how to test out the new drone equipment. Yes? Come here. Let me help you put the contacts in. Okay? That'll do. Stand up and take a look around. Ooh. Yes. Yes. Great. You're like a completely different person. How are the contacts? I'm not quite used to them yet, but it's nice to go without weight on my nose. I have to say, you look sharp without your glasses. I'm sure your friends will be shocked as soon as they see you. I'd rather surprise them another way. Such as, say, my personality? You seize the day and work toward that. Don't underestimate what a little makeover can accomplish. I'll try my best. Besides, the lockdown isn't going to end anytime soon. The soldiers stopped you once, and it won't be easy to get around that now. They've seen you. Well, she's took her glasses off, man. That works for Superman, right? You know? When Superman takes his glasses off, or Clark Kent takes his glasses off, people don't, you know. They're definitely not the same guy. Puts his glasses back on. Wait, where did Superman go? You know? So, it might work. It might work, right? Besides, the lockdown isn't going to end anytime soon. The soldiers stopped you once, and it won't be easy to get around that now they've seen you. Clark Kent can do it. Alright, right? Get a makeover and upgrade your equipment while you're at it. 2 fells with 1 stone. Thank you. It doesn't look like anyone's been here in the last couple of days. You came to District 13 for a reason today. I actually bought this as a vacation home, but with how busy my workers have been lately, I haven't had much time for rest. HR director and all. I just located the transmitter from Site 359 near the scene. Are you here to recover it? What does transmitter have to do with the Triton factory explosion? No, Dorothy wouldn't need a low-level researcher like me if we were already on the case. Ferdinand is out of the picture, but maybe there are other sections who want transmitter for their experiments. I also saw Saria there. Just how many Rhine Lab personnel are involved in this? You're asking too many questions in one go, Silence. And unfortunately, I can't answer them. You should be well aware of Rhine Lab's organisational structure. The departments under General Affairs are only responsible for providing support to the scientific research sections. Originum Art, Energy, or whatever human resource investigation has never interfered in any of their projects. I've never been a researcher myself, after all. My mentor told me some stories about you and Control. Before joining Rhine Lab, you were the most eccentric and yet the most successful investor in Tri-mounts. You've never attended a single meeting and read a proposal or listened to a project briefing, but the projects you endorse always miraculously succeed. There's no need for you to be attached to a company. On the contrary, he said, you might even become a tech pioneer to steer the course of a nation. But after Control had one meeting with you, You announced you were joining Ryan Lab the very next day. The business world is always brimming with delicately packaged myths and legends. The outside world is full of speculation, but at my age, I don't Kristen to promise me anything. Expect. Is that supposed to say, I don't expect Kristen to promise me anything. I only wanted to stay and watch her patch up a few regrets. Some her own and some mine. And well, that girl, I'm not sure where exactly she is now. You performed very well at Site 359. You cleared up after Dorothy and followed the trail all the way here to recover the transmitter. Honestly, that's remarkable. The Site 359 incident ends here, and whatever follows is already beyond the scope of both your responsibilities and abilities. You're done here. What if I disagree, Director Jarrah? Oh, let's not be rash now. I have no intention of getting in your way. I don't understand. You won't tell me the truth, so why are you still helping me? Do you remember your first day at work? You're so reserved, you still managed to talk non-stop for half an hour. I was only responsible for checking your background and qualifications, you know. Well, I handled that. Parvis had already scored your employment exam with high numbers. And why didn't you interrupt me? Because you're such an earnest woman, Silence. I have a lot of respect for serious scientists, same as Ryan Lab. No matter how far Kristen and the go, no matter what Ryan Lab may become, we'll always need young people like you to take over the reins someday. You are Ryan's future. As HR Director, my job is to protect our employees as best as I can, so I advise you to leave now. But if you have to see it all happen with your own eyes to make your preparations and choices, then I won't hold you back either. That's all. Then I'll earnestly inform you that I'm going to continue my investigation. Oh shit. Rosmontis! At the very moment the impact force reaches you, you instinctively take the feline girl's hand. Evidently, she mistakes it for you being agitated about something. She relaxes her tightly clenched fist, carries you in her arms and starts running away. At the same time, the fiery Savage girl dashes in the other directions and flames howling. Leave this to me. Rosmontis, you protect the doctor. She's getting carried, man. I wonder if she's got us like in that fecal position. It's okay, I've got you. I'll melt all these big metal things with my flames. Out of the way, Frit. A shadow steps in front of Ifrit. A thick wall of calcium crystals unfolds before her in an instant, blocking the power armor's onslaught. A burst of intense clashing fills the room, leaving a low, lingering hum in the air. Saria. Well, they bounced. We don't know what's going on. Let it go. Doctor, are you hurt? I'm fine. Just my ego. All the data are destroyed. All of your base are now belong to us. A distraction and then an immediate retreat. The enemy had a clear objective. There aren't many who know about this hideout. And there are even fewer who would stand against us. It was Ryan Lab's mass-produced remote armors that carried out this attack. Is it someone from Ryan Lab then? It's not for certain. The military has already infiltrated Lime Lab and decisively eliminating unknown factors in their plans is more their style. Anyway, you seem to be on the right track. There are people who wish for us to not go any deeper into this. Or perhaps we've been going the wrong way and someone is trying to get us to continue our investigation. What is certain, at the very least, is that we have hit a critical point somewhere. But they're still using the silver shit then. Have we potentially got some people who are still in like in that little matrix or have they found other ways to transmit stuff? So Dr. P's post, Enfield in a week. And no matter who they are, the people behind this will pay the price. You're angry, Saria. Don't let anger cloud your judgment. If Kristen has already solved her energy troubles and cut ties with the military, then we must hurry and find the energy core she's relying on. It shouldn't be too far from the shaft under military control. I already have a few conjectures based on my recent findings. I'll try to look for it, but I require more information. I need to head back to Ryan. I'll go with you, Sario. Don't be silly. I can't watch you right now. If you're here and you can't leave Trimains for the time being, you should spend this time with the doctor. Don't go anywhere. The bad guys came to our doorstep looking for trouble. Besides, I helped the doctor. You should... No. You did great. Be extra careful when I'm not around. Take care of the doctor and don't let yourself get hurt. Am I going to try and read chapter 15 before Enfield? Are you mental?
We'll be fine if we stick together.
Line up, line up. We have plenty of good eats for everyone. I'm listening.
Yeah, what's up, Ark? All this music slaps. You can if he locks in. In 7 days, you think I can do... I'd have to do it off stream. You think I can do Lonetrail, 13, Babel, 14, and 15? That's... Hey! You know.
I know what to do. You can't hide your fear.
I'm not that guy, pal. I'm not that guy. Starting defense and resistance are high, but reduced whenever damage is taken. Okay. So we want to get on a hitting brother early then, don't we?
No need to cover up. If secrets go public, then everybody's in the game. I knew who you were right away.
This is a slow-paced stage, right?
You'll get what you deserve.
こういう時のザクロちゃんの艶は
Look at that, actually.
What are you waiting for? The curtains are about to fall.
Don't keep better lose your step.
Monster, 座標についた。
These guys hit hard. I feel like they got it right.
Quickly, slow simmer on low heat. Hey, try to sink your corpse into shadow.
Maybe not.
No one.
What are you waiting for? The curtains are about to fall.
Yeah, pussy.
No. Triple flames.
Don't you can't hide your fear.
Just last dude, yeah.
Patience for tough to swallow, huh? Try to behave yourself.
"36 hours of reading per day, and you can do it." You aren't talking. The room is quiet. I don't really want to talk. Are you bored? Not really. I'm just used to it. Ifrit has been frowning from the moment they got back to their room. Or more accurately, from the moment they left Sario. There are several intricate geometric shapes scattered on the table. It's a scale model of cities like Trimains, given to guests by the hotel for free. Osmontis and Ifrit sit on opposite corners of the sofa, chatting on and off sporadically. You look at the children, but do not interrupt. You want to try building Trimains again? It's really tough. It took me so long last time. I've done it twice already. Oh, so fast? I remember I wrote it down. There are a few really hard steps, and then there are a few city blocks packed with buildings. They all look alike, so it's easy to get them mixed up. But I have it written down. Do you always write things down? Yep, I could forget them if I don't. What did you write down? Mind telling me? Dr. Amia, Dr. Calcit, Blaze, Weedy, and some people and things farther away. A long corridor. I got lost. My brothers aren't much older than me, but I can always count on them. They come to look for me in no time, and they pat my head and tell me I have nothing to be afraid of. I have scars that look alike on the back of their heads too, like the marks I made to group flowers together last night. Brothers? Yo, what's up, Vast? You don't look so good. Relax. Don't think no more. I'm in a little better shape than you, but not by much. If only we could choose what we remember. I keep on remembering the noisy buzzing machines, the room all painted white, layer after layer. It's like they built them like that to mess with me. Just thinking about it pisses me off. But I want to remember what Silence and Saria told me, and what they did too. So you're all sulky because of what just happened? Because Saria? Maybe she's worried you get hurt. Dr. Calcit didn't let the doctor go with her to look at the Ark 01 either. Silence won't let me see Saria, and Saria won't let me follow her and help her out. Maybe they aren't worried they aren't worried I muck things up. Maybe they think they didn't protect me well enough before. Or maybe they think I'm still a kid who only knows how to throw a fit. They have a point, but I super hate this feeling. I think I get it. You do? Yep. When I left Rhodes Island, Blaze and Weedy kept trying to talk me out of it. Blaze almost burned the letter. Amir and Dr. Calcit let me go in the end, but I could tell they didn't actually want me to come back to Colombia. They were really worried. Maybe just like Saria. Adults are all like that. But I want to remember the things that I've forgotten, even if I lose even more. I'm right to come back. If it's the one thing I'm sure, it's the one thing I'm sure of. You have a better memory than I do. That must mean you know what you have to do more than I do. That's exactly what I mean. You and I, the two of us came back to Colombia to try mounts of our own choosing, and we both have things we have to do. Now I feel much better. Rosmontes, once this is all over, let's do some touring with the doctor. We'll go out and have a look around town. What do you think? The sky over Tri-Mounts is usually pretty gloomy. It's really special that it's so clear. I could be your tour guide. Oh wait, you already built Tri-Mounts twice. You know this place better than I do. Okay. Is Cal sit back? I'll have to go get the door. It's you? You're the tin man who ate our 4 big ass hot dogs in one go. Who ate? Not our. Dude, she looks so good with his skin, yeah. You can read the manga before or after Lonetrail. Yeah, I'm probably gonna try and read it later. To be fair. Definite upgrade, yeah, right. Finally made it out of District 13. I'll have to thank Director Jara for the new equipment. The drone. Do you get around to doing this? This version of Silence. But how is it you get this version, this altar? Probably made some kind of height, or is she or is she a Paul? She's a welfare at the event. Okay, I thought so. I have to thank Director Jarrah for the new equipment. The drone's rotor is probably made of some kind of high-performance optical material. Its camouflage ability has increased greatly, and the surveillance range has doubled. Now what next? This is my only clue. It doesn't matter where it leads me, as long as it brings me closer to the truth. The transmitter's response has been growing stronger ever since I approached District 9. If I remember correctly, the park right here should be closed due to some government planning issues. Mag's not long. It only takes like an hour to read to finish it. I'm gonna start to read it, and I'm sure someone can drop a link in the description. Yeah, if someone will, I'll probably read it tonight. To be fair, like I'm gonna do Silver Palace later, but I've started reading again anyway, and I've been reading through a book at the minute. In Thunder Thoughts. I'm gonna finish it, but it's kind of boring, man. I'm a little bit disappointed. So I could read that tonight instead. Irregular geometric shapes of silver float slowly in the air, accompanied by the buzz of a high-frequency hum. It is another transmitter, but it seems to be slightly different than the one in her hand, and Silence could not make out what their specific differences were. An aged Capritate in the middle of the room nods silently, as if he had heard someone call him. The transmitter draws a huge arc in the air, and it lands on his shoulder. Long time no see, Silence. You look well. Silence pulls the excited transmitter back into her arms and slowly walks towards the other party. What's boring? It's called In Thunder Forged. Like the series of books from the Iron Kingdoms. It's like kind of like a tabletop game. It's just so far it's been kind of boring. It's a cool world. Oh, you can't see it, can you? Like it's a cool world, but the book's just kind of like, it's just a bit boring, you know what I mean? Professor, made it all the way here from Site 359. You're so much braver than you were before. But I never thought the man I found would be you. I heard you helped Dorothy. Very good. Ferdinand is too hungry for success, and Dorothy is an extremely obstinate woman. Things might not have ended as they did without you. I know you have many questions you want to ask. But first, pass me that crystalline unit over there. Silence picks up the experimental instrument next to her, walks over to Parvis and puts it down where his fingers is pointing. I've been thinking about getting the Expanse books. Because I love the show. But yeah, I wanna get the books, I think. She connects the unit to the operating terminal's port, and Parvis is already seated in front of the monitor, without even glancing at her as a slew of complex equations frantically calculate themselves on the display. Only when Silence stands up does she realise that he had given the order as naturally as she had executed it. I'm a busy man, but you've done very well to find me here, so I'll tell you whatever you want to know. Are you all using the transmitter? Indeed. What exactly is it being used for? The transmitter is extremely sensitive to micro vibrations, we know that. It can receive and encode nerve signals, we know that. And Dorothy hoped it would replace traditional arch units, we know that as well, becoming a brand new medium that would allow everyone connected to it to be completely equal individuals, we know this also. And Ferdinand intends to use it as a super organism characteristics to manufacture super equipment that can accurately deliver weapons across vast distances. So you know everything that happened at Site 359? Parvis does not answer. Silence carefully observes her professor's expression. It is not as if he is not trying to avoid it or is bored by the question, but rather it is not even worth answering at all. So if you knew about their research all along, then on whose side are you on? Dorothy's, Ferdinand's, or Control's? Or is it that my colleagues in the break room once said, the director of structural is an old goat with a permanent smile on his face who always chooses whatever is most convenient for him? I'm not on any particular side, Silence. I help them because both Ferdinand and Dorothy are hard workers, youths full of ideals and enthusiasm. The same goes for you. Whoever I don't support is due to their mediocre capacity as scientists, me included. We are unable to transcend this mediocre and feeble era. What about you? What do you intend to do with the transmitter? That's enough. Silence. It's that I'm unwilling to answer you. It's not that I'm unwilling to answer you, but this question exceeds your level of understanding. I have much to do and lack the luxury of time to tell you everything from the beginning. So, because I was so good at finding him, I'll tell you everything. I'm not going to tell you this, though, because you're too dumb to get it. Alright, Brick. Though, you may stay. You're one of my best students, after all. Soon, we shall have the most ideal environment for our experiment, one that meets all our material requirements and catalytic conditions. So now, we must prepare ourselves for it. It will be the most disruptive experiment in history, and you will bear witness to the birth of true greatness. I struggle at the start because building up the story, but then it starts to be good. Yeah, this one's just like, it's not even that, like, it's, I don't mind slow burn stories, right? It's just because it's a really cool universe, the descriptive language lacks a little bit sometimes. And so far, the characters themselves are cool. Like, there's some cool set pieces in the book, right? Like, of people doing cool shit. Like, there's gun mages in it. There's, like, war jacks. They're kind of like, they're like, steam knights, really, in a sense. You know what I mean? Because it's like it's a steampunk fantasy world. Like, the universe is super cool. But, like, the journey that we're going on so far, just, it's weird because it's an incredibly cool fucking setting and thing that's happening. But they've somehow managed to make it an uninteresting read. You know what I mean? Which is like, I'm struggling to get past that. That you've got this incredible setting, this incredible premise with really cool characters that can do some insane shit. And then I'm reading through and I'm like, fucking hell, man. You know, it's a bit of a slog, you know? I just supports Great Minds, period. As German checks out. That's my originals of the BioShock games. Cool setting, but playing them makes me kind of go, eh. It will be the most disruptive experiment in history, and you will bear witness to the birth of true greatness. It is neither short-sighted nor feeble. It will transcend every limit there is and save us all from mediocre progress. This is the real and rightful promise of science itself. The pioneers at Site 359, the workers at the Triton factory. Professor, your research has hurt many innocent people. Will it harm even more? This is science. Silence. As scientists, we need only consider one thing and one thing alone. And that is how to accomplish it. That alone is more than enough to exhaust us. Okay. So dude's in the mindset of like accomplishing scientific goals is all that matters, no matter the cost then. Parvis is speaking very calmly, more precisely, even though he sounds a little distracted. The equation on the screen seems to have to do with the transmitter. Parvis never turns to look at Silence. His eyes are fixated only on the equation. Silence can tell very clearly that it is that she is feeling right at this moment. Anger. She clenches her fist. I'm gonna sock him. I see. No wonder I couldn't get in touch with Saria or Calcit. Doctor, can I task you with this matter all the same? Yeah, what's up, Ken? I heard about what happened from Calcit. It's been a long time when last we met. Speaking of, are you afraid of me because of the way I look? You should be you've been staring for a bit. Do you get arthritis? Do you put WD-40 on your joints? You've changed, Doctor. Back on topic. We don't have much time, and given your condition, there is not much catching up to do. The Mainlander Foundation wishes for Rhodes Island to help us stop the military from assassinating the Vice President. WD-40 confirmed in terror. Doctor, you don't seem surprised. We've just got this piece of intel ourselves. Tomorrow, Jackson will visit Rhine Lab, and that's when Blake will make his move. No doubt Calcit has already gone over the Horizon Art project with you, so I won't touch on that. Rhodes Island should be on the same side as the Mainlander Foundation in this. It's a promise that Calcit made to me, and it is also the prerequisite for your entry into the Tri-Mounts. You could hear the silent bruh. Assist the Mainlander Foundation in stopping the military's absurd act of treason. You can see this is an order, Doctor. You're not here to find the Vice President and some bodyguards, are you? Mainlander should have enough agents to spare, no? You're still as calm and sharp as ever. That matches the impression I had of you. Right. Mainlander Foundation is already allocating our resources to ensure Vice President Jackson's safety, but that alone will not stop the military's plan. One of the events after the press conference includes a visit to Rhinelab. His entire trip that day will be broadcast live. If his assassins and our agents come to blows before the public, it doesn't matter if the assassination itself is successful or not. Blake will still have the reason to declare martial law and take over Trimon's. Okay, makes sense. Just like District 13 right now. Neither I nor Mainlander likes it when the enemy has all their eggs in one basket, because that's always an omen of the collapse to come. You're going to leave this to me just like that? This is an official request that Mainlander is making to Rhodes Island. You are the doctor of Rhodes Island. If Calcic continues to have her faith in you, I have no reason to doubt your abilities. Time's a wasting, Doctor. I hope you will cooperate with us. Maybe I should try to get in touch with Calcic. Maybe I should try to get in touch with Saria. Two bad mechanisms just left Trimons. Doctor, let me and Rosmontes catch the hitman who's after the Vice President. Calcit's still looking for the entrance to the Arc 01 thing, and Saria's gone back to Rhinelab to look for data. Doctor, we have to get on this right now. Or are you still treating me like a kid, just like Saria and Silence? Doctor, you've brought me on so many successful missions now. In 2 more years, I'll get to apply to become an elite operator. Oh, Rosmonte's already elite. Anyway, if you're going to lock me in the hotel room, I'm just wondering what kind of mission I should assign you, Operator Ifrit. Hey, which way are you going? You're going to get hit by a car spacing out like that. I love this Silence. What is Silence's deal in this altar? What is she? What's a deal? I've never really looked into it, to be fair. Let me leave you with a little advice, researcher Silence. You may think helping Anthony is the right thing to do, but that couldn't be further from the truth. It's silly to think that Simon Cole was the victim in their fight with Highbrow. They were fighting because they were hell-bent on bringing down the other side. It's just that old Smith didn't play the game as well as his opponent. Alternates between arts damage and healing, I think. She's an Abjura. She has an invincibility skill. Okay. In other words, if Smith managed to make his move before Highbrow, it would have been... Is she an elevated tile or ground tile? I'm assuming she's an elevated tile. Again, yeah. In other words, if Smith managed to make his move before Highbrow, it would have been the Hydes hunkering down in Bunker Hill right now instead of his family. From that point of view, is Anthony really just a victim? Elevated, yeah. Okay, yeah. But what do you think, Anthony? I can't deny it. But there is no ifs in this world. I know that. I'm telling you all this because I want you to understand something. If you want to do the right thing, you need to first be able to tell what's actually right. You also need to understand that doing the right thing doesn't necessarily mean you don't have a price to pay. Big old boy. A big old boy. It's not just energy and original art. I can't tell you where this trail will lead. She said trail that it will lead, and how many people end up how many will end up dragging into this mess? Abjuras are supported that heal on skill and give some sort of conditional damage reduction. But you will no doubt come to see a side of Rhinelab that you have never known. Be it the Diabolic Crisis or Site 359. You know that Rhinelab is nowhere near as wonderful as the recruitment videos make it seem. Even then, it may still disgust you. If it comes down to it, you may use permissions as the director of Originum Art section. If you use my permissions to do anything else, I will turn a blind eye to that too. Director Franks, I won't. But Silence, remember this. Your mission is to recover the batch of transmitters lost at Site 359 and nothing else. Okay, is that what she... Okay. If you've run into any obstacles too difficult to overcome, you are free to give up anytime you want. There are some things that, until you find your own answer, you have no power to fight. This is science, Silence. As scientists, we need only consider one thing and one thing alone. And that is how to accomplish it. That alone is more than enough to exhaust us. You're a lot more composed now, but your eyes are the same as back during Hayden 1. Angry over that sick child, criticising me for those minor issues during the procedures, and even blaming science itself. As I have so often told you, many times in the past, only science can change what needs to be changed. It can advance an entire age, but its progress lies in the hands of a limited few. This is the natural paradox, Silence, and a paradox simply implies a cost. I have already given you the clues you have been wanting. But Silence, what can you do? You don't even know where to start your inquiries. After leaving Parvis's lab, Silence spends the next half an hour walking aimlessly along the streets of District 9. She had followed the transmitter all the way here, but what should she be doing now? What could she even do? Stop her own mentor? Find control and beg for the truth from her? He was right. How could she stop anyone if she doesn't know where to begin? She's angry, but anger itself holds no meaning whatsoever. Holy shit! Hey you! The berry chick, out of the way! It's a perfectly regular intersection in Triman's District 9. A driver anxiously confirms the current time. He needs to get to his destination within the next 10 minutes to block off a difficult client in the time to allow another party to sign the contract. Was that power then? In the next second, he feels as if he's suddenly on a roller coaster ride, as if invisible slopes had formed within the air. His car climbs, turns, accelerates, and turns into a cannonball. What the f... Did bro just get yeeted? Water? Drops of water suddenly appear and chain the car's wheels to a halt. An out-of-control vehicle seems to almost graze Silence as it slides past her, scorching the tarmac with a shrill sound. Half the road is completely drenched as if it has only just rained. Are you okay? Sorry, I have no idea what just happened. Silence. Trimount, there's a ton of cars on the road. You could get run over if you keep spacing out like that. Director Milsey, just now. I'm just passing by. No need to thank me. By the way, when did you piss off that psycho? Knowing what she's capable of, she might have been more direct and mess with the air. Looks like it was just a prank that she pulled a while back as she was at it. What are you talking about? Never mind. Nothing that crazy woman does surprises me anymore. Huh. Silence. When did you change into this new uniform? The material looks great and it fits you perfectly. You look like a completely different person. I almost couldn't tell it was you. Speaking of which, I didn't recognise Ify either. She's got new threads and she's so much taller now. Ifrit? What is Ifrit doing in Trimates? She's with the Rhodes Island doctor. The doctor is here too? Huh. I thought you two were here together. Milsey's surprised expression is very vivid to the point that Silence immediately realises what she's here for. There is no doubt that Milsey is doing this out of kindness. The games that higher-ups are playing are too dangerous, and she's trying to get this lowly researcher to stay away from Rhine Lab while this is going on. Hayden 1 Laboratory Site 359, Triton Factory. Parvis, Dorothy, Jara, Milsey. She has stumbled her way to this point. How many obstacles will she have to face? All of a sudden, Silence is struck with a sense of helplessness that she has never felt before. Where are Ifrit and the doctor? I was only going to have you make some trouble for Blake. Never did I expect you to follow the trail to the old goat. So it was her who tried to get the car to crash into us. Self-driving Tesla Classic. Elf saved you. Where will she take you now? Oh, well, just a little birdie. No need to worry about her. Bromo's got grokked. Okay, alright. So we're 3 nodes in. You can tell this is a chunky story. I'm liking it so far though. Setting seems cool. I'm intrigued. What's going on? This music, man. Every time I hear this music, it is such a gorgeous piece of music. It really is. I'm loving the sci-fi element and the technological aspect of this area as well. It's kind of cool. Why are you talking as if you're about to end stream? I'm afraid it's that time. It is 20 to 5. My bloody Fitbit's dead. I have to go get Rosie from work. Tomorrow though, guys, we will be back. We'll be live early tomorrow though as well. The stream for Enfield starts at 11:30. So I'll be live 10:30, 11 tomorrow. So we'll watch that. If you want to come and hang out and watch it with me, we'll watch it together. You're more than welcome to do so. And then after that, I think we'll jump into more Lonetrail. That's probably the plan. Enfield to Lonetrail. Makes sense. I was going to play Silver Palace, but we'll probably play some Silver Palace tonight. And we'll play some Silver Palace tomorrow night as well. I think that makes sense, right? Go from Enfield into Lonetrail. It's that early? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is anyway. Let me just double check. I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, 11:30 AM. So about half an hour to an hour before I usually go live. So yeah, we'll be live. We'll be live half an hour maybe before it starts, so we can just hang out and chat. I can't watch any Enfield stuff. I'm doing a complete blackout on it until it releases. Like, I'll be there for long time. Nobody's. I can appreciate that. I'm just hoping we're. I'm hoping we maybe like. It's probably gonna. I'm expecting copyright claims. But yeah, I'm hopeful for potential news on acquisition, and I think you know what acquisition I'm talking about because that's a big feedback point. And yeah. I would just get some cool info, maybe some cool PVs as well. I want the level of trailers and PVs to step up a little bit, because what we've seen so far from Enfield, it's not quite Arknights level, right? Especially after watching, like, you know, the Lonetrail trailer earlier. It's like, man, we need these levels of trailers from Enfield as well for me. But yeah, I'm excited, man. I'm excited. Star Set song, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. We're going to get hit with the claim, man. Star Set or someone's coming in to get us claimed, but fuck, I don't care. It'll be fun. So yeah, guys, appreciate ya. Thank you very much for stopping by. I'll be back a little bit later with some Silver Palace if you want to come and hang out for that. And if not, I'll see you tomorrow for some Enfield and for some more Lonetrail. All right, guys, enjoy the rest of your day. I'll catch you all later. Yeah.